fam? It's your brother Jaden Israel. Welcome to Real Talk Tuesday. Live stream is going up on a Tuesday. Hey, what it do? What's good, family? Let me know that you are here. Pull up in the chat. Say peace. Say shalom. Say hi. Say something. Don't be scared. Don't be a stranger. Let me know how you're doing, family. And as you pull up in the chat, I'm going to make sure everything is all good on my end so we can get started. YouTube says excellent condition. I'm taking YouTube's word for it. Family, if you can hear, you just answered me. I appreciate that. Thank you. 12 TJC is in the building. What's good, King? Shalom. Thank you for letting me know. You beat me to the punch. I was just going to ask the family if you can hear me. Type 1, but you can hear me. So I am ready to get the announcements out of the way. And then after the announcements, we're going to get to tonight's spicy episode. Boy, I tell you, this one right here, family, you got to check out tonight's episode because we are going to cover footage from a pastor who has went viral as of lately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, 12T. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. I'd like to hear more about that if you want. If you want, I will open up the panel later on. So if you want to go ahead and share while YouTube is blocking your videos, feel free to pull up in the chat. Feel free to pull up in the panel, in the chat and the panel. I'm going to open up the panel later on after we react together over Pastor Marvin Sapp. Yes, he went viral, family. And if you don't know, well, now you're about to know. Shalom, Ima Bithia. Shalom. It's great to see you, Ima. We got a spicy one tonight. That's right, family. So with that said, let me go ahead and get the announcements out of the way. For sure. Sounds good, 12T. I'm looking forward to hearing why YouTube is throwing shade your way. All right, family. So when you click on any of my videos, go below the description. Let me show you. Let me show you, family, how to do this. All right. So let me scroll up slowly. I don't want to hurt your eyes. It hurts mine. For example, when you watch one of my videos, like this super cool, awesome episode that I did last week on Real Talk Tuesday, I had the honor and privilege of interviewing the Stephen Graham. He is a legend in our community. He is a filmmaker. You've seen his films. You've seen his footage all throughout YouTube. You've seen it plagiarized, clipped up, stolen. Our good brother, Stephen Graham, he gives us his testimony and his experiences as a filmmaker. And he is a filmmaker, author, educator, and musician. Now, when you go below the shameless plug, I mean, it's shameless. They go to timestamps for you, family. So that way you can get right to where you need to be, right here, family. Now, when you go below the video, for example, unlock these free goodies. That's right. I said the 4-letter F word, free. Everybody loves the 4-letter F word. That's right, free. Free goodies, 30 words in Paleo Hebrew, Biblical Hebrew, and English. Video tutorial created by yours truly, and free PDF download created by yours truly. Family, I made all of these free PDFs and all these videos. Feel free to get those 30 words so you can show off to your family and your friends. That's right. The Lord's, Yahushua's prayer in Hebrew and English, right here. Video tutorial, free PDF download. Have it right in your phone, family. I say Yahushua's prayer every morning. All glory to Yah. The 10 Commandments in Hebrew and English. Video and free PDF. The Shema prayer in Hebrew and English. You guessed it. Video and PDF. The priestly blessing in Hebrew and in English. The benediction. You guessed it. Video and free PDF. If you desire to wake up our people, to spread the kingdom of Yah to our people and to all people, you can do so. How? With your apparel. Unlock Hebrew Israelite apparel right here. Need Hebrew Israelite apparel? We got you. Click on this link, and when you do so, it takes you right over here, right here, family. Cavode is the name of the Hebrew Israelite apparel brand. Cavode, styled in legacy. Cavode is Hebrew for honor, for splendor and glory. Cavode. Shalom, unlock 20% off your order. That's right, 20% off. Get it right here, family. Get your 20% off coupon. Get it right here. Cavode, Hebrew Israelite t-shirts and apparel, Black owned. Unlock clothing such as beanies, do-rags, shirts, long sleeves, sweaters, hoodies, sandals, clothing for men, women, and children, clothing for regular days and feast days. That's right. That's right, family. That's how you can become an ambassador for Yah. Cavode, starting legacy. If you would like to donate to the ministry, you sure can. How? You can do so, family, right over here. You can support the ministry through Patreon. When you subscribe to Patreon, you will unlock footage that you will find nowhere, and I mean nowhere on the internet, family, from exclusive digital downloads and exclusive advanced biblical teachings. That's right. We go all the way in on the Patreon. And in the future, we will have the Hebrew course when I have details. Right now, I ain't got no details. If you'd like to support, you can also do so with Cash App, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and the Super Chat on YouTube. Family, I have a job. I have a job. If I didn't, my wife would make me get one, and I'm not playing. I have a job, family, so I appreciate the donation. You know, I'll be happy to take your money. So feel free to give, family, if you want to. You don't have to, unless you're going to do it. Unless you're going to do it. Anyways. Okay, what's next? We're just about done. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to show this, family. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me scroll to the top slowly. Don't want to hurt your eyes. You know what? How about this? Let me get off the screen. There we go. All right, all right. We gotta show you this, family. Check this out. Be here, be there, or be square. That's all I was trying to say. Check this out. Passover celebration. That's right. Passover celebration, Saturday, April 12th, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on YouTube. My wife and I, we are going to celebrate Passover from Egypt. I'm just playing. We're not going to do that, family. No, don't let the poster fool you now. We are going to celebrate the Passover together, family. My wife and I, we're going to show you how you can do it. We showed last year how you can celebrate Passover, and this year the same as well. And we go live. That's right. We are live at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Join us and let's celebrate the Passover Seder together. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 12th, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Write it down. Take a picture. Do what you got to do. Click on the link and turn on notification bell. Click on this link right here, family. Click on that link. Bam. it takes you to the video. Hebrew Israelite Passover Celebration 2025. Live in 4 days, April 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Notification is on. So family, turn on your notification. That way you do not miss Passover. Also, if you would like a bucket list of things that you need for Passover, my wife and I, we got you. All you got to do is open up the description. And after you downloaded all the free goodies, got your Hebrew Israelite apparel and donated. Boom. Am I playing? Anyways, after you scroll past what I just said, here is the bucket list. If you would like to learn how to make unleavened bread, go ahead and watch this video. And my wife and I, we show you how to make your own unleavened bread. It's powerful to make our own because we're taking back our culture. We're not relying on nobody to make unleavened bread for us. We're waking up to the truth, and we are returning back to being prosumers of producing what we consume, consuming what we produce, prosumers. So learn how to make your unleavened bread. It's inspiring and it tastes better. Family, it tastes better. Passover ingredients: lamb or goat. It's optional. Lamb is the more popular choice, but you can go with goat as well. Exodus 12:5 is the scripture for that. Unleavened bread. We got you. We show you how you make your own. Or if you're in a pinch, you can go to the store and buy those crackers as well. Bitter herbs. Now, if you would like to know what bitter herbs you can use, these are options, family. These are options of which you can use. The scriptures is not specific. It's not Pacific Ocean. However, you can go with cilantro, which my wife and I, that's what we're going to do, because my wife and I, we like cilantro. We like spicy food. Dandelion greens or endives. Guess what, family? These plants grow in Israel. That's right. And lastly, wine or grape juice. It's your preference. My wife and I, we're going with some wine. That's right. But that's it, family. That's it. Just right here. This is all you need. So make sure you prepare in advance. That way, when we celebrate Passover together on April 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, you're ready. That's a good one, Ema. I don't know if you're playing though. You said collard greens. I don't know if you're playing. Is collard greens considered a bitter herb? Now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Now I want some collard greens. That's a good one. But I'm wondering, is collard greens considered a bitter herb? Well, to be technical, lettuce is considered to be a bitter herb. If we want to be technical. So I see why not. It's from the book of Jaden, by the way. 12 TJC says lamb and goat taste great. I've never had goat before. I'm willing to try it though. And lamb, I rarely eat lamb. Ema say, yes, sir. That's right. All right, family. I think that's all the announcements I got. Yeah, a few more, a couple more. Let me go ahead and make it snappy. They were longer this time because we have Passover. I really want us to have the opportunity to celebrate Passover together. That way you don't got to do it by yourself. Because for some years, my wife and I, we celebrated Passover by ourselves. And you do not have to be alone, family. We all we got as Israelites. So let's celebrate the feast days together. Ooh. Ema says, yes, I do collard greens every Passover. Now, I'm assuming, it's never good to assume, but I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm assuming the collard greens before it's cooked, right? It's like just raw by itself with the Passover Seder. Is that how you do it, Ema? I'm curious. All right, family. Let's see. Uh, where we at? We talking about collard greens, so I already forgot where I was at. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. The name of tonight's show: Real Talk Tuesday. We discuss topics that we can't on the Shabbat. Trendy topics: Israelite culture, wealth, health, relationships, interviews, debates, and more. Tuesdays at 5:30. We are live. That's right. The mistakes are on the house. They're absolutely free. I'm not going to edit them out. I guess it depends on how bad it is. But family, they are free. So go ahead and write it down, take a picture. That way you do not miss Real Talk Tuesday. Also, in the post, that's in YouTube posts, by the way. YouTube posts. When you go to the first post at the beginning, you will see this super cool, awesome flyer. The Shabbat Word, Friday nights, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Join us on the Shabbat Word, Friday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Hebrew Highlighter. And receive inspiration and elevation from the scriptures. Looking forward to seeing you. Let all family and friends know. Together, let's glorify Yah. So if you'd like to hear some preaching, some teaching, we got you, family. Join us on the Shabbat Word. Last announcement, I promise, pinky swear. When you go to the home page, scroll down all these super cool, awesome videos. Just binge watch all of them. Get your collard greens and your hot sauce and your salt and pepper ready and just watch all of these videos. See what I did there? And after you just binge watch all these videos like a junkie, subscribe to my wife and I's channel. That's terrible English, but I don't give a damn. Subscribe to my wife and I's channel. Why? Because we speak about trendy news, black love, trendy topics, celebrity news, trendy topics, black love. It's a secular show, but as Israelites, we got to be balanced. My wife and I, we're here to bring Israelites smile back. if Stella could get her groove back, Israelites could get their smile back. I took a chance with that one. I'll be here all day. I'll be here all day, family. Okay, I promise you that ends the video. That ends the shameless plugs. Alrighty. Alrighty now. Ooh. Wow. So you have them cooked. You have the collard greens cooked during the Passover meal itself, like with the unleavened bread and the lamb or the goat, or depending on how you do it. Because I know some Israelites don't eat meat. Like my wife, she doesn't eat red meat, so she's not going to eat the Passover, the actual lamb itself. But to each his own. It's a memorial feast. To be technical, family, it's a memorial. It's a zikron. Passover is a zikron. So technically, we can't perform it the same way that our ancestors did. Why? Because are we really having? Well, maybe there's some Israelites out there that are doing that. They're getting a lamb and they're putting it in the house for was it 4 days in the house, getting it ready, and then they slaughter it. We do not have a standing temple. We do not have a Levitical priesthood. So it's a memorial feast, family. We can do it as a memorial. Oh, glory. Man, that does sound amazing. Yeah, my wife, she seasons collard greens with turkey. Now, I grew up where it was seasoned on with the pork, but we made some changes around here. All right, all right. So the name of tonight's show: Pastor Marvin Sapp closes the doors, then asks for $40,000. Hebrew Israelites react. Open panel. Oh boy, we gonna react tonight. Oh, we're gonna react all right. I'll tell you that, family. Now, Pastor Marvin Sapp, he has been going viral. And if you haven't seen the clip, we got you. We're not only going to just show a snippet, we're actually going to play the portion. We're going to actually play the original video. We're not going to watch the whole entire video because it's like over 3 hours long, but we're going to get to the nitty gritty, family. That's right. So with that said, I'm not going to waste your time, family. I'm going to get to it. Wait, hold on. I lied. I was just playing. I was just jazzing. Before I get to the video itself, we are going to play the video and I'm going to react to it. But before I do that, let's go ahead and get an article. Let me go ahead and bring up this article, family. And let's get it. Let me go ahead and get the article. Just give me a second. I thought I had it pulled up, but I didn't. All right. That's why 12 TJC, no pork ever. That's right. Ooh, yes, I cook lamb, collard greens, and hot water. Cornbread is my unleavened bread. Ooh-wee. That sounds super good. I'm super hungry now. All right, family. I'm waiting for the article to load. Okay, there you go. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let's see if it's here. All right. Bam. Ushers, close the doors. Fort Worth pastor Marvin Sapp talks viral video. Uh-oh. Sapp, a gospel singer and senior pastor of the Chosen Vessel, said the clip was misconstrued and misunderstood. We're going to play the video. We'll see about that. That's Pastor Marvin Sapp right there. Let me go ahead and move comment out the way. All righty, family, let's get it. Fort Worth pastor Marvin Sapp was confused when he found out last week he was going viral based on a video that surfaced from a church convention last summer. Wow, it was last summer, family. In clips that has amassed millions of views on TikTok and Instagram, Sapp urged congregants, all the International Convention for the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World in Baltimore, to donate during tithing. Uh-oh, red flag. That is a red flag, family. To donate during tithing. We're not allowed to, we can't tithe today. Tithing is done away with. A routine portion of most Christian services. Christians say that, a lot of Christians, not all, most of them say the law is done away with. However, what they should say is tithing is done away with. Notice they don't say that. That's a part of the law that they don't say is done away with. Ushers, close the doors, he said on the video. He asked attendees of the conference to give $20. Hebrew highlighter. This is the video. We're going to check it out here momentarily, family. I'm gone. Have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving, he said in the video. He needs to see 1,000 people moving. Social media has been abuzz, with some critics chiding the pastor for what they view to be a forceful request. It's called an offering, not a ransom, one user wrote in a TikTok comment section. Church has literally become a pay-to-pray place, another wrote. Sapp said in a Wednesday interview with the Dallas Morning News, the clip was misconstrued and misunderstood. He does not recall all the details of that particular day, but he remembers a whole lot was going on. His directive to the ushers was meant to maintain the reverence of the tithe and also ensure the congregant's safety. He did not receive money from the donations. He was fundraising for the organization, particularly to offset the costs associated with holding a seven-figure conference. He said, that's what he said. The Pentecostal Assemblies of the World released a statement on Saturday in support of Sapp, calling him a devoted member. Fundraising is a critical component to the success of our nonprofit organization. And funds raised are utilized to support not just this event, but our extensive international missions work, auxiliary programming, and educational endeavors, and more, the organization stated. In retrospect, Sapp thinks his tone could have been less harsh. I thought I was being assertive, especially when you have the microphone. You're trying to take control of a particular situation. As a gospel singer who has been in the public eye for years, Sapp believed the moment would quickly pass. Somebody else is going to do something that they're going to talk about, but this didn't go away, he said. The virality intensified. Sapp's church in Fort Worth, the chosen vessel, has received death threats and profanity-laden voicemails since the video went viral. He said, still, as a pastor navigating a modern era where social media is, I don't know how you say that, family. I'm gonna let you pronounce that. Go ahead and show me how to pronounce that word right here, family. Hebrew highlighter. He is not afraid of future remarks being misinterpreted. The internet is undefeated. People have already drawn conclusions, and you just have to live with it, he said. You just got to make sure that you walk in integrity. As for his congregants' reaction, he called them extremely protective. They ready to fight. They want to get into the comments and go off on people and argue, he said. But Sapp has urged them to resist the inclination. We're going to show them grace, he said. There has been some silver linings to the saga. Over a dozen people have joined the church in the past week, for instance. Sapp also finds humor in some of the memes circulating, mentioning one he saw where his face was superimposed on a photograph of the late R&B singer Teddy Pendergrass in a fur coat. Pendergrass had a single titled Close the Door. That is a good one. That's a good one. Marvin Pendergrass, Close the Door. Sapp, referencing the Bible, described the current discourse as a light, momentary affliction. This is not going to last through all eternity. It's just going to last for a season, and I believe that the season is almost over, he said. He added, I'm excited and looking forward to my service on Easter. Easter is pagan, by the way. Just if you didn't know, Pastor Marvin Sapp, Easter is pagan, sir. Tell everyone and their mama, come and show up. I promise you, I won't shut the doors. One thing is certain, I won't be there. Excellent article from the Dallas Morning News, and here is the author right here, family. What I do like about this article, it did show some objectivity. As Israelites, we got to be fair. We got to be objective. There's too many Israelites that are just extremely subjective. We got to get the information first before we make and educated conclusion. All right, family. Now for what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for that video. I'm going to pull it up here shortly. We're going to react to Pastor Marvin Sapp telling the congregation to close the door, to close the doors, Salika, to close the doors and donate $40K. Shalom, shalom. Kim Katora, what's good, King? Thank you for the edification, I was too lazy to even Google it. Thank you. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up the video, family. We're not going to watch the whole thing because the video is over 3 hours long. We're just going to watch what matters. The clip that we're going to watch is about 10 minutes long. I got the timestamps ready. Let me go ahead and pull up the link. YouTube's running their commercials. You gotta be about your paper. I respect it. Okay, let me get to it, family. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Bam. Okay. We are going to watch from 3:27:35. 3:27:35. 3:27:35. $3:27. It's the part where they get the Holy Ghost. You know how I go, family. If you've been to church before. I've been to church too many times. That's good right there. 3:27:31. We'll just start there. That's cool. He said they love their Ishtar orgies. All right, family. Type 1 if you can hear the video. Type 1 when you can hear the video when I play it. That way I'll proceed with the video.
Listen.
Can you hear that, family? Can you hear the video? If you heard that, type 1 so I can proceed. All right, excellent. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly.
What?
For a quick moment. Listen. Close the doors for me for a quick moment.
Close the doors? Why? Close the doors?
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. I have to do something. I'm well over time, but I have to do something quickly. Simple question. How many of you all received something from the word of the Lord tonight?
I didn't. Family, he said close the doors. As many times that I've been to church, I don't recall any of my churches saying close the doors. What about you, family? Let me know. We're barely in this video, and that's never happened to me. Now they've put the pressure on us to tithe. We've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, we've been lied to, we've been deceived by them churches. I've been deceived by them churches. I've been robbed by these churches. But I don't recall any of those churches that I've been to closing the doors on us congregants.
Come a moment. Listen. You Listen,
Listen,
close the doors for me for a quick moment.
close the doors for a quote unquote quick moment, which is never quick. I know because I'm a preacher, so it's never quick.
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. I have to do something. I'm well over time, but I have to do something quickly. Simple question. How many of you all received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Put your hands down. I'm going to try one more time. Because I've learned that every word ain't for everybody.
You're right about that. Yeah, that word wasn't for me. It wasn't for us. Hell no.
And this word may not have been for you, and I'm good with that. I understand. But how many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me he's going to try to quote Torah now. He's going to try to quote the Torah.
The patriarchs would pause. They would set up an altar. And they would offer up sacrifice. That's literally how we get the covenant names of God. Jehovah Jireh, Nisi, Tiskanu, Elion, Mekadesh.
Who's Jehovah? Jehovah? Hebrew has the letter J in it? Jehovah.
We get these names, nephew, solely based on the fact that whenever God did something in word or in deed, the patriarchs of old would pause. They would set up an altar. They would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did.
Did they really?
Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached.
Uh-oh. He said an obligation. Just making sure we're okay. All right. Let's get it.
To that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock.
He said in biblical days, they offered livestock.
Grain.
Grain.
That was a type of currency. Notice,
Watch the magic trick. Watch his magic trick. Watch this.
if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. There's a reason why I use the word currency. Because currency has a root word. The root word is current. Current has two definitions. Current means a flow. A current in an ocean.
You know what he's trying to do? He's trying to connect tithing, which our ancestors did. Tithing is done away with. Many Christians say tithing is done away with. No, that's what they don't say. Many Christians say, that's what they should be saying. Many Christians say the law is done away with. But yet they uphold the quote unquote Old Testament law of tithing. You see the double standard? You see the hypocrisy. Our ancestors tithed to the Levites, the Levitical priesthood, and they tithed food stuff, food items, grain, livestock. He's right about that. But what he is doing right now, he's trying to make a connection, which is a fallacy. He is trying to connect the idea that the church must tithe. Today, he's trying to do that with the word currency. You see what he did there? He said it's a type of currency. Is that word currency in the Tanakh? He is creating a fallacy. He's connecting tithing, which is done away with. Why is tithing done away with? Family, we do not have a standing temple. I repeat, we do not have a standing temple. Number two, we do not have a standing Levitical priesthood. Shout out to all the Levite brothers. Shout out to my Levi brothers. However, we do not have a standing Levitical priesthood. We are under the order of Melchizedek or Melchizedek. We are not under the Levitical priesthood right now, if you ask me. So tithing is done away with because the temple is not standing and the Levitical priesthood is not standing. Offering, yes, you can give an offering. You can donate. You can donate. There's nothing wrong with giving donations. However, trying to convince the congregation and trying to intimidate the congregation to giving, to tithing is wrong.
Current in the lake, current in the river, current in the sea. But it also means now, current events, stuff that's happening now. This is what I feel led of God to do now. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not
1,000 of you in the building.
going to do. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do.
Oh, snap.
This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. Y'all don't like me. Y'all don't like me. Yeah, I'm telling y'all it costs. I went upstairs today to get my license and ordination renewed.
Todd. Family, make sure you like the video. Like the video, thumb up, subscribe, comment. Leave comments in the chat. All the good stuff, family. Tithe. Gotcha. See if y'all was listening.
I don't mind telling you, I was 2 years behind. I had to pay $2,000 to get my ordination and my licensing renewed. I pulled out my credit card. I paid my $2,000. How in the world I'm going to preach up here and not lead by example? He asked me to give $800, went in my pocket, gave $800. Because leadership lead and they understand the cost that is involved.
The cost that is involved. Because he gave, they got to give. That's his argument.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Woo! That's right, Pastor. That's right.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what did he say?
Involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors.
Oh! Oh!
Close the doors.
Woo!
Close the doors.
Whoa! Family, he didn't stop. That wasn't a slip. He meant it. Look at his face. Close them doors.
Close them doors. That is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight. And
Oh, you try to crack a joke? You saw that, family? Well, whatever they do, that's their choice. If they go to the restaurant or not, they don't gotta give.
those y'all ain't going no place but we all gonna leave together.
He said, close the doors at the beginning.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
2,
Ushers, close the doors.
3,
Close the doors.
4,
Close the doors.
5.
We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
That wasn't that funny. Well, he ain't laughing. Look.
There's
Oh, he
1,000
tried.
of you tonight.
And he cracked the grin.
And those that are watching, it's 1,000
Maybe it was gas.
that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
Woo! 1,000 online plus 1,000 in the congregation. $20 each. $40,000. That is what he's begging for. I mean, encouraging the congregation online and in the building to offer up. There we go. I had to fix that. I had to repent, family.
I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed.
$20 seed? It's $20. Ain't no $20 seed.
I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get one.
Oh, see what he's trying to do there? He's trying to get sympathy. Look. In order to convince the people to give, he's trying to use sympathy. I see what he's trying to do.
Soda date.
Watch this.
I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn. Was a lot of money. $20, believe it or not.
And this is not disrespect to nobody. It's just me calling it for what it is, family.
My late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get one soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100.
I find it surprising that everybody on stage, if I'm right, if this is correct, everybody on stage is in leadership. Notice how everybody's not smiling. They're not laughing. You got mixed reactions from the leaders. I find that fascinating.
Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving.
Woo! Dang! Held hostage. Oh, intimidation at its worst. Why is he sweating? Why does it seem like a lot of Christian pastors are overweight? It's just an observation. Look, I don't mean to diss anybody. I'm just observing. Why is there a lot of pastors out there in our community? Why are they overweight? Oh man, I'm only saying this because he's strong arming the people. He's strong arming the people to give $20, and you want to see them. Let's play that again.
I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar. Ironically, 21 for you.
Oh, that 21 for you. You're talking about the leadership. Okay, so the leadership so the congregants online in the building they get a discount.
And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving.
He needs to see 1,000 people moving. Family, do you think he keeps Leviticus 11? Family, do you think he keeps Leviticus 11? I hope he does.
Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now.
He want to see the folk.
Come baskets up here. 1,000 people moving.
Woo!
Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk.
Yeah, he don't want the baskets way over there. He want the baskets way up here. He want to see the folk.
Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
That's terrible.
Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Look how grumpy everybody looks. Does it look like this is part of worship for everybody?
Time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle.
It's an easy miracle, family. It's easy. Easy.
We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. That's it. Hallelujah. 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 I'm done. Yeah, I'm gonna take this mic from me, please. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit and water. I'm trying to.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm trying to keep it long life and keep it together. Long life. I'm trying to stick around as long as possible.
Leviticus 11. Leviticus 11.
It is. It's been fun. Yeah. Y'all keep giving. Bishop Brooks, thank you for having me, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Let me practice on the saints.
He's still out there.
Yes. Keep coming. That's it. Let's look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up.
Oh! Did you hear that, family? Oh no, we're not letting him escape. No, we're closing the door on him. Check this out. Listen.
Now after you come up here, look at us. Look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up here.
After you come up here, you can open up the doors. You can open up the doors. After you come up here and give, then you can leave. And it's some mafioso mob, some mob activity. Pastor mob boss. No, excuse me, Bishop Marvin Sapp. Mob boss, Bishop Marvin Sapp. I got to hear that again. I need confirmation. Maybe Maybe I got things in my ears. Maybe I got these headphones. Maybe I can't hear correctly. Maybe I need to hear that again.
You come up here, look at us, look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here.
I can what?
You come
after,
up here, you can
after I give. What can I do, Pastor?
open the door. Look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way.
I can leave now?
Before you go outdoors. Y'all walk out the door after you come. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has done. Hallelujah.
What God are you talking about? And then got the nerve to try to fix it by saying hallelujah. Who is he talking about? What God is he talking about?
Hallelujah. I'm good. I'm out. Peace. I can't.
I think that's it, family. Yeah, and then they're going to give the announcements. I did watch this before. Yep.
Praise the Lord, everyone. While you are giving, we do have some special announcements.
Oh, that was my favorite part of church. That meant church was over. Oh, I used to love the announcements. Oh, man. All right, family. Well, there it is. Pastor Marvin Sapp closes the doors, then asks for $40,000. Question: was that taken out of context? Are we taking this out of context? He said, we're having this misconstrued. Is that true? Are we twisting the truth that he had the ushers close the doors, then held hostage the church, then intimidated the congregation online and in the building to give a total of $40,000? Are we taking this out of context? Do we have this misconstrued? He said, after you can give, then you can go. Then we'll open the door. I'm going to go back and play that. I botched it. Let's see. Where is it? Right here.
Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door
after you come up here. Now you can open the doors.
Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all.
Now what, Pastor? Now after I come up here, what happened?
Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here.
Oh, I'm free? I'm free right after I give in front of the congregation, right in front of you?
Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here.
Oh, look at God. Look at God. Hallelujah. I'm kind of sick, family. I find this hilarious. I shouldn't laugh. I was that kid that was when, like, you're not supposed to laugh. Everybody. I was that kid that laughed when everybody else was not laughing. I don't know. There was something wrong with my family, but I repented. Trust me, I repented. It's sad and funny at the same time. It's funny that he would have the audacity to hold the church hostage to try to justify giving 40 grand, to try to justify closing the church doors. For as many years as I've been to church, as shady as my pastors have been, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. They never close the doors. That's never happened. Never, ever, 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 ever happened. Shalom, shalom to dark side. I'm not sure what you meant by that. You said at least it's not going to pegging like Sakari. I'm not sure what the context is. For clarification, I am not in a camp. I am not in Sakari. I have friends who watch this platform. I have friends who support this platform who are in camps, and Israelites that are not in camps. This is a chill platform. We cool with everybody, family. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. I know I've heard that somewhere. I'm kind, but I'm not nice. Nice guys finish last. So dark side, I'm not sure what you meant by that, but shalom, shalom to you. Just looking at the chat, family. Give me a second. I'm going to open up the panel here shortly. Let me go ahead and get the link. Feel free to join the panel. Shalom, shalom, Ema, Rita D. Shalom to you. Shalom to you, Ema. Yeah, I'm not nice. I'm not nice, Ema. I'm kind. It's a big difference. Big difference. Nice, you can run over a nice person. Ain't nobody gonna run over me. I might be out of the bay. Well, you can take me out of the bay, but what the hell go? I may be out of the bay, but you can't take the bay out of me. Hey, there you go. Yay area. You know what it is. All right, all right. We have a guest. Let me go ahead and pull him on screen. Shalom, shalom to 12 TJC. What's good, King?
What's good? What's good, King? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Shalom, shalom. Salute to you, brother. Salute.
Yes, 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 yes. Blessings, blessings, Kings. Yeah, I'm doing
Peace,
great.
peace
I
and
am doing.
blessings. Peace and blessings.
Yes, that's right. I am doing great. I'm even doing better now after watching that video.
All praise the Most High, Yahweh. All
That's
praises.
right.
All praises.
What?
Yeah, that's very very evil. Very evil. It does give me memories of being in the Christian church. It gives me a lot of memories, old memories from non-denominational to going to our people's church or so-called colored folks church to mixing, of them playing a little sad music, trying to get you in the mood, and talk to you to get you to feel bad to pay the tithe. It does bring me memories, so
Oh,
that's crazy. That's
yeah. Me and
crazy,
you
bro.
both. Me and you both, brother. I got a lot of memories of my former pastor extorting me. I mean, did I say extortion?
Yeah. Do you
Extort.
tell the truth? Say it like it is. Tell the truth.
Shalom,
Tell the
shalom,
truth.
Zoom play. Shalom, shalom, Zoom play. Shalom, shalom, Zoom play. What's good, King? It's great to see you.
Shalom, Zoom.
I'm just now looking at the chat, so bear with me, family. I'm glad we active though. I'm glad we're voicing our opinions over Bishop Marvin Sapp. But yeah. That did you know about that video 12T? Did you just find out about
Yeah.
it just now, or did you know about it
Oh,
like about a week ago?
I'm in a lot of different topics, man. I see all the stuff. Yeah, I seen it the other day. I was just like, this guy, really? Yeah, it's unfortunate that the word is supposed to be free, but yet they all want you to pay. you know, The word is supposed to be free, but we all need to pay. You know, it is what it is. You know, they got their racket. You know that's the number one job where they're not held accountable.
Now, I will say this. I think that ministers, those who are in ministry, whatever office that you have in ministry, I think donations is cool. I think
Right?
if a person wants to give a donation to a minister or to a person that's in ministry, I think they have that option. But trying to take scripture out of context, trying to take the the idea of tithing out of context, which is we can't do anymore. That is actually done away with. We can't tithe anymore. We don't have a Levitical priesthood. That is a standing Levitical priesthood. Shout out to all the Levites. We don't have a standing temple. So trying to take an obsolete concept of tithing and apply it today, that's a fallacy. And that's what
Well,
he tried to do.
I've even heard of Bruce pulling that stuff too. You know, I'm not gonna say no names, but I've watched some channels where, you know, they pull out well, don't rob Yah. Don't you rob Yah. You know, I don't remember the scripture, but or it says don't rob God, but I can't remember that exact scripture off my head. But don't rob God, you know, or don't rob Yah, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about because they said, yeah. I
And I'm
remember.
like, didn't you get that from
I think
Christianity? That's what I was thinking. Didn't you get that from Christianity? So how you throwing that to me? How am I robbing Yah? And there ain't no Levite. Where the Levites at? Because there are some, you know, where actually I study and got that basura from. I mean, these specific brews believe that they're Levites. So I mean, where I originally got the book from, but I study on my own too. But you know, it's I haven't heard them specifically say it, but there's been brews to bring. Don't you rob Yah? You know you can rob Yah. And I'm just like, well, how am I? I mean, how am I going to give it to him? Giving it to you?
nah.
You know, I mean, because you
Right.
know what? I feel personally that, you know, if I'm sowing something or I'm doing something out of goodness of my heart because I want to, and I feel that that's Yah's will, I mean, then I'm doing it for that purpose, not because you're forcing me to do something, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. See, but I will say that ministry doesn't have to be absolutely. I'm going to use the four-letter F word, free. I think because like for somebody to do something absolutely free, and there's that scripture in there too. Do you muzzle the ox? They use that one
Okay.
too. Yeah, you don't want to muzzle the ox. So I'm like, if somebody is offering their time and their effort, I think it's okay for them to ask for a donation because they're giving the most valuable part of themselves, which is their time. I think that all of our time is valuable. So to offer your time and your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom and your understanding, I think that in our community, like if somebody wants to, show support, they can. I don't think it's wrong to do that. I don't think it's even wrong to ask. But when you're saying tithe, and I know what you're talking about because I know there are some Hebrew Israelite camps that use those Christian tactics. They are using those strong arming tactics to get brews to donate, to tithe, Salika, not just to donate, but to actually tithe. So I know I'm just not going to name them out of respect, but I know
Right.
exactly what you're talking about, and I know exactly who you're talking about.
Right, and I will stamp with the 12 TJC on what you just said. For somebody putting in hard work, bringing you information, and if you interested and want that information, you know you can donate or help that brother out or sister out, you know, for that information. because they're giving their hard-earned education, time, and work. Of course, we must support those people. For example, you have your Patreon where you share the Hebrew, that most people don't know, that we should know, we should be learning to get back to being able to speak amongst each other and reading together, collectively. And I think that should cost, you know what I mean, for your time and your effort to share that knowledge with us, of course. And then everything else
And
that you had, your clothing, you do your clothing, and if you had anything other than that, you know what I mean, that you sell, like let's say a cookbook, Hebrew cookbook or something, you know what I mean, something in that nature, you know what I mean.
mhm.
Yeah, of course, definitely support your brother, always.
Yeah. And this is just generally speaking. If anybody wants to, go ahead, if they want to, offer donations. Hey, if you want to support somebody through Cash App or whatever, I mean, there's some people out there that just actually want to donate. They just want to support somebody. And this is not even just ministry. We're talking just on YouTube in general. Like, I'm sure you've bumped into really popular platforms and you got these YouTube channels where it's not ministry. But people they just donate. They donate in the super chat. They donate on Cash App because they just like the content that the creator is bringing forth. So I think that's okay to ask. Now, you made a great point because you're talking about actually giving services. Like, yeah, you should pay for a service. I mean, a service
Right.
shouldn't be free. That I don't know. I think that's being nice. That's the
Right.
definition of that's an example of nice, where you're actually giving your time, your expertise. You're actually spending money, and you're spending your time to give a service, and you're doing it all the way, and you're doing it for free. And to be honest with you, that's nice. And also, man, I lost my thought. And also, I'm glad I'm not preaching right now because I thought I lost my thought. Oh, and also, check this out. People value your service. They value your service more when you charge for it.
I agree
My
with
opinion.
that.
My opinion. Just my opinion, though.
I agree with that. Definitely.
Because if something was free, it's like, well, why is it free? It's either it's too good to be true, or it's not a good service.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. That's kind of something particular with my channel that I was having an issue with that you were asking about. So how we had our interview and I shared that video with you about kind of the crypto stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another video that I've been sharing across my platforms. Paramount has blocked me several times on several of my videos. 60 minutes, because there's a video. It's called "The Future of Money," and it's actually in Africa in 2008, where they had digital assets there, and it was being used. And I didn't share it on your video because I forgot about it, but I've shared it years and years ago. And I just kind of highlighted some points on it and talked about it. They just keep blocking everything. So any video I've been posting, they just hit me on every video. Like, I made a great reset video. They're hitting me on my videos on my channel. So I have a Rumble channel, so I just start uploading stuff there on that specific channel because I'm like, YouTube's doing too much blocking my videos. And so that's the issue, is that I'm sharing truth and they don't want that truth, because this stuff has already been in motion, as you said. For example, like the apps and stuff that I share, I do my research. Majority of them are all free unless you have a special invite. But as you see, what I was trying to explain in our context, our dialogue, is that our financial system is about to change, and having these assets are very important because of the shift. is when the paper money goes away. What's coming? Digital.
Mhm.
So preventative maintenance. We preventing. Preemptive gathering the assets before you switch over that's tied to real world assets. So, but I just believe that, I'm just getting a lot of hate from these big corporate. I only have 30, 35 followers on my channel, but I'm getting hate from the big corporations because of what I'm sharing. And so, I mean, I do share a lot of that stuff on my Patreon, where I've posted over 500 tools and apps for people to accumulate something, but yeah, I'm getting hate on YouTube right now. They trying to block me down. I said, wow.
Man,
So
well,
I
I'm
just, I
sorry
just
to
wanted
hear
to
that. I'm sorry to
fill
hear
you
that,
in.
man.
No,
Yeah, I'm
it's all
sorry to hear
good.
that. Man.
No, it's okay because on Rumble, I get monetized right now, and Rumble. Well, after we did our video, I did not notice that my videos wasn't in full screen. They were still cell phone size, so I had to reshape them. But no, I'm just trying to move everything to Rumble because I can't fight YouTube. YouTube's a big corporation, and I don't need them messing with my stuff. You know what I mean? But I am going to try to hurry up. I was telling you that I plan to make some applications. I don't want to say what they are until I have them patented and everything. So, but yeah, working on it. But it'll let you know once I have them ready. But
I
yeah,
like that though. I like that. I like that. You just keeping your head up and you just bounce it and just go to the next platform. There's so many platforms out here. Shout out to
right,
YouTube. I mean, hey, I'm on YouTube, but hey, there's other. You got options. We got
right,
options.
right, right. And I get more views there because it seems like since they hit on me now, I don't get nobody's looking. I got more Spanish viewers than I got English viewers. I make the content both in English and Spanish, but it's
Yeah.
now they blocking me on the English side or something. I'm not sure, but it's wild. I said, wow, it's crazy to me, but I love making the content and just trying to help our people or help people in general, but first our people and then Gentiles. So,
King
but
Couture
yeah,
says send them a cease and desist. He says send them a cease and desist.
I sent him a deal on the information. I used GPT to write me the chat GPT to write me a letter to him. Yeah, they gonna lock my whole video down.
Hmm.
Now, they ain't strike me, but they locking my videos down where you can't even see it. So I'm like, okay, that ain't cool. And then I just had a live. And they blocked that down too.
Man.
I said, wow, they are not playing.
Man. So when they block, like, does it happen
Yeah,
like immediately, or do they does it
no, it's
like 24
completely.
hours later?
Uh, I just noticed. I didn't even get the response. I just noticed earlier today, and I went there. Copyright. I'm like, copyright. What? What are you copyrighting? Only a small snippet of. I shared, like I said, that example, the future of money, where they're in Africa showing, in 2008, Africans using this money, the digital, mobile money on their phone or digital assets. So yeah, I mean, they just don't want people to know. That's all it is. They want their money, I guess. I only got 35 subscribers, so it's like, I mean, I've had thousands of views, but still, I mean, I ain't making that much off that many people looking at the content. So I don't know why they want to block it. To me,
They'll
I
let
don't
you
understand.
they'll let you know, man. They're paying attention. They're they're alert. They're
Yeah,
watching.
they know I know something. It's okay though. I got other channels though. So
Absolutely. It's on to the next for
get
sure. For
on to the
sure.
next one.
So you're saying you're like no more YouTube for
No,
good, or
I
you
mean,
just gonna
I'm
take
still
a pause?
there. No, I'm still there. I'm still on there. I just, well, because I decided, you know, because majority of people, you know, I've been sharing these apps for free, because YouTube for free. Most people don't care, and they don't think that they're worth anything. But when these tariffs, like starting tonight at midnight, 104% with China and all this stuff coming, very soon in the next few months, you'll see that these apps that nobody was caring about, they probably should have cared about. You know, nobody
Mm.
cares until they have to care, and then the free 99 is over. You know, that's why I have Patreon.
That's right. That's right. And that's a gem. Like we should diversify in life. We shouldn't put all of our eggs in one basket. We should
Right.
be
Well,
diversified. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. So what I did is I noticed people quit looking at the app, so I decided to start making video content on these specific matters, like, because like you said, what's the catch? You know, so I had made a video on what's the catch on my channel. So in a
Oh
couple,
wow.
yeah, I really did. Yeah, because and the playlist is shaping the technological future, something like that. Technology future. And I just started putting a bunch of these videos together just to wake people up, because it seems to me we like you, for example, you want to know how, why, and what are we doing this for? You know what I mean? And that's everybody. That's
Yeah.
everybody. And you know, and like I said, it ain't that I believe in the digital future. I just understand that we have to adapt, because no matter what, at the end of the day, we still gonna have to work to eat. No matter what they change the currency to. Yeah, we know this new technology is going to lead to the mark of the beast. No, I'm not saying sign up for that. No, never. What I'm saying is let's adapt to what they switching to. When that time comes, don't you know what not to do and what to do? You know, we supposed to pray with Most High, and believe, and hold fast until the end. Endure until the end. We're supposed to endure until the end, even if it's death. We're supposed to endure until the end. So we ain't taking we ain't accepting no marks, no chips, no Neuralinks, no computer chips in hand, none of that. And actually, that when we did our interview, I had all those set up to show the Neuralink. I had a video from this movie called, because I know you and your wife do a movie, the movie night. It's a
Mhm.
show called Evil, and it's kind of about a Catholic priest. What is it? They got a doctor, and then this, I forgot what this lady's position is, but she tries to like a psychological person, where she tries to evaluate the people, and prove that it's not God, or you know, Yahweh, or you know, demons, or any of that stuff. And in this specific episode, it's like one of the last episodes in one of the series, is a guy that actually got the Neuralink in his head, and he was talking about and stuff like that, you know, and they're saying exactly what they say it's for, the chip and stuff. So I was like, it was powerful. I wanted to share, that's what I wanted to share with you the next time if we had another dialogue. Because I was like, man, you need to see this if you seen that.
That would
I'm
be
telling
fire. That would
you.
be fire. My only hesitation is, are they going to give me a strike if we
Oh
was to
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah,
that?
yeah, 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 yeah. You're right, right. You'd have to probably put it on your Patreon or something. Yeah,
There we
that
go.
yeah, you don't
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I have to research the video section and write it down for you and send it to you or something. I can send it to you through Gmail.
I mean, I'm so
Timestamp it.
hesitant. I'm pretty cautious. That's why like you don't see me do a lot of like reaction videos. But I'm like, after what Pastor Marvin Sapp, what he pulled, I was like, no, I gotta cover this. I gotta cover this. This is just, I gotta talk about it. I don't think I'm gonna get a strike because it was definitely transformational. Like I spoke over it. I'm in the video. I'm pausing the video, and I'm only playing a certain small portion of it.
Right, right. And I,
But
I
yeah,
did
I'm
the
not.
same
Yeah.
thing with the videos I was in. You know, I paused it. We talked about it. And they still hit me.
Mm.
Still hit me. Yeah, I don't
why
under,
though. I wonder why. Do you think it's like certain keywords? Was it certain things you guys said? Was it certain like what do you
no,
think?
no, there was no cussing involved, nothing like that. No, it's just no, I just believe it's the content of what it is because it's, you know, I'm thinking it's because it's their rights of their video. That's what I believe, you know. And then
Okay.
I'm a small channel too, so it ain't like I don't even have 1,000 followers, right? So I mean, thousands of people look, but I don't have the follow. You know what I mean? It's just
But
hate.
it's transformational though. Like, shouldn't it be? It's like, wouldn't it lean a little bit toward our side as content creators? I mean, if we're
It should. It
transforming the
should.
information, yeah.
It should. No, they wouldn't. YouTube wouldn't let me. They said I'd have to wait 30 days. 30 days, and then I waited, and it's still. I mean, yeah, they just gonna make me delete the video
I know
or
with me,
videos.
videos, man. Like now for me, I haven't gotten any strikes. I'm so happy. Praise, yeah, I haven't got no
Praise
strikes,
you.
but I have gotten I don't know what you call them. I don't know if they're called. I don't know, are they called strikes? I don't know what they're called, but it's like when I would play certain songs or whatever that are copyrighted, but I
Yeah, yeah.
actually have the license for them, and I still get hit with like a warning or a strike. Like it's not a strike. It doesn't affect the video. Like in regards to I have to delete it. The only thing is I can't monetize that video. So like if you have a certain song and
Right.
there's no copyright, like there's no like if you don't have a license for that song, then they can demonetize your video. But like I went from time to time to time where I'm leaving the license in the video. I get it from Upbeat. I get my instrumentals from Upbeat. I put the license in the description, but they still give me these flags. They still flag me. So
Me too. Me too.
you know, yeah, and I have to
Yeah.
wait 30 days, like you said. I have to fight it, dispute every one of them, and wait 30 days, and they usually fall off. But I stopped fighting them just because I'm tired of waiting 30 days, and that's why I don't play the commercial anymore. I used to play the commercial in the beginning with the instrumental, with the instrumentals,
Mhm.
advertising Cavode, but I don't do that no more because I don't want to deal with all those flags. I'm tired of fighting all those flags, even though I have the license for it. I don't want to deal with it.
I agree with you because even me creating the videos, the AI videos, it's I get hit with the monetize too. And then it's like eliminate the song or switch it to another song, and then that takes time. Yeah, after all your hard work, because it takes to create this videos. I mean, I have to do a lot of research and make sure all my stuff ducks are in a row. And then, once I make it and then edit what I need it to look like and then cut it, then now I have to, I'm using like two editors because I cut the front and then the back and then make it wide enough for YouTube, for a full screen now. So, but, you know, it's all good. Got to handle now. I'm getting tired of these people messing with me though. But yeah, they got where you got to delete the entire video though. They like
Man.
yeah. I was like, and it's not even about their video. It's like a little bit about their stuff. You know, 'cause we just did the day you had tariffs. I had a video on tariffs and stuff. They took the whole video. I said, wow.
Oh man.
I think I
Oh,
went with 3 hours. I think we went 3 hours, or almost 3 hours, and they blocked the entire video. that ain't cool, man. That's a lot of work, to get the people to come on, have the timing, and like, come on, man.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just done fighting with you two. But yeah, yeah, no, all is good. They ain't stopping nothing, but it's making me wanting to, like I said, start working on building my applications. Something I believe that's going to help people in general to this new future. Yeah, if you are in a business, the best thing I can say as a brother brew is figure out how to, if you own a business, figure out how to implement the fourth industrial revolution with your business.
That's
That's
right.
the best. That's the best advice I can give you.
Man, that's a gem. That's a gem. We have to, yeah, we have to adapt. We have to stay within the times. We can't be stuck in the past. We can't be left behind.
Yeah, because
If we don't
as
adapt, we will be left behind. We will
oh,
be
you
left
will
behind.
be, and you
Oh
will
yes,
be,
yeah.
and you
Mhm.
will be. We months away, because the last time we talked, I've been talking about this stuff 5-6 years with people all around the world. You know, a lot of these people, oh, it's an app. Oh, it's an app. You know, I'm like, here, earn this, earn this. You know, nobody cares. You know, until they have to, and they sure soon enough about to have to. Because that's why I
Yeah,
that's why I kept telling you, tariffs. You know, tariffs. There's some people that they believe that the best thing that they got is their guy in office, and he's going to save the day. And I'm telling you, he breaking this thing down.
yeah,
The Great Depression ain't a picnic. I'm gonna just be real. It ain't a picnic. But of course, you got to have the Most High. But you still gonna have to do something. Faith without works is dead. So you still gonna
that's
have
right.
to do something. You still gonna have to do something.
Yeah, we're not on a wait and see program. We're not just going to just sit
No,
and just believe, just have faith, just
yeah,
faith, and that's it. No, you got to put in that
woo.
work. Yeah,
Yeah,
it won't. That's not how we get down.
nah, yeah, because yeah, you believing in that, you gonna get that UBI, Universal Basic Income, and believe me, I've got at least 6 apps out now that give you that now. That
Wow.
gives you that now. That's why when I was actually telling you, I have over all this many apps. It ain't most of it is a lot of it's gaming, a lot of it's tied to the real world, but like supply chain. Yeah, I mean, I'm an investor as well, but that's why I have 2 different tiers for majority people. That's basic for basic understanding. Want to earn the free stuff because majority people I've met around the world, they are a lot of people. I ain't worried about. No, my screen went off. Sorry, my screen went
Oh,
off.
you good. Oh,
All right, so most people they want that I've met around the world. They ain't looking to invest, and so I made it my life mission to find ways for them to earn assets without putting in a dollar. You know, so I mean that's why I was telling for sure that's why I made my channel was for just average people. But yeah, I mean I do have the other tier for people who invest as well. I share what I'm invested in, of course. But
all
yeah,
praises. All praises.
all praises, man. Thank you, Abba Father, for just showing me the light to this world and what's going on in it. Thank you.
Yes,
It
yes.
is a
Yeah,
blessing. It is a blessing to be able to
yeah,
see. Yes, and hey, salute to you, brother Jaden and Miss Jaden.
we
Yeah,
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
one love, one love.
One love, King.
We can get Zoom up in here. Where's old Zoom? I want to see
He
a
was
Zoom
in
coming
yeah,
through.
he was in here. He was in here earlier. I don't know. He probably
Dipped out.
I don't
King
know.
Katura.
Yeah. Yeah, a dark side. Dark side asked, "Is God's name Ahia?" Hey, dark side, if you want to come on the panel, feel free.
Yeah,
I got a
please.
little bit more time left. Yeah, come on the panel. We could talk about it. I know he's been vocal on the chat.
I'm
Come
not
on the
sure who
panel.
that is,
Yeah,
but okay.
yeah. I don't know who Dark's. Yeah, his name is. Their name is Dark Side. They've been pretty vocal in the chat, and
Kind of scared.
um,
Dark side. Which side? Yeah. Come on, dark side.
yeah. So if they come in or if they don't,
No,
let
okay.
me ask you this. Here's a
Okay, good.
question for you. So, when do you celebrate Passover?
When do I celebrate?
Like this year?
I'm
Like this year? Well, like when are you going to celebrate it if you haven't
A-
celebrated
A-
already?
April 12th.
All right, all right. Okay, well, we celebrating it on the same day. All right, that's what's up. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm still new with like the feast stuff, the feast days, but I try to follow. I try to get in line with everybody. Of course, I'm checking your channel out. I check out Prophecy Ministries out a lot, and some other channels. But I try to get in line with you guys where y'all it's meet in the middle somewhere. But no, y'all on the same day, so it makes sense. But no, I'll definitely be here with you, brother. For sure.
For sure, for sure, for
For
sure.
sure.
Now, yes, sir. Now, to be honest with you, when I first woke up to the truth, I wasn't following the calendar that's like the most popular calendar because like April 12th is Passover, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the that's the popular calendar. That's the
Right.
that's the consensus. Like that's the popular one. But I wasn't following that calendar at first. I was following the pre-exilic calendar, which it's it's a combination of things. But it's the same calendar that Kingdom Harbinger Ministries follow under
Okay.
Divine Prospects. Shout out to
Okay.
Divine Prospect. Yeah, I was on his platform last Friday. As a matter of fact, I was a caller.
Okay.
I called in. Yeah, he has a really big platform, Divine Prospect of Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. But I was on his platform last week. But yeah, I was following the calendar that he follows, and also Hebrew Nation Building, Hebrew Nation Building,
Yeah, I
and
like them too.
say it again.
I like them as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Kingdom, shout out to Hebrew Nation Building. But yeah, King, Hebrew Nation Building, and Divine Prospects of Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. They follow the same calendar, and that calendar is called the pre-exilic calendar. Pre-exile, before exile. It's the before
Okay.
exile calendar. So they celebrate Passover 2 weeks from April 12th. So
Oh,
I
okay.
believe, yeah, yeah. So everybody does things different, and I know that some
Right.
brews, like last front Wednesday, I opened up the panel, and like Zoom Play, for example, and Israel Porter, who were on the panel last week,
Uh-huh.
they said that Passover was last Wednesday or last Tuesday. Last Tuesday was Passover. So you know, us brews, we all do things. We have different calendars, we have different customs. We're working on the
Yeah.
unity part.
Yeah, yeah,
We're working on the unity part.
y'all gonna knock us in the head. We gonna be all on the same accord when he knock us in the head,
But
because that's
if
what's
you ask
about to
me,
happen.
as long as we celebrate it, like whatever your calendar that you follow and you follow with all sincerity and you believe it's right, as long as you keep the feast, hey, it's all good with me.
Right, right.
As long as you keep it.
But no, I know y'all's gonna knock us in the head and get us all on the same accord, one way or another way.
For
It's
sure.
coming.
Sure. For sure. And the only reason why I switched from the pre-exilic calendar, the before exile calendar, to the popular calendar, it's just because it's popular. Everybody's celebrating it April 12th. So I'm like, well, let me just celebrate when everybody else is celebrating. Like, so that's my reasoning. It might not be the best reasoning, but I'm like, look, I mean, I can celebrate Passover April 27th, but only a few congregations are doing it. Not many people are doing it like that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna
Right.
just, hey,
I just believe
I
if
guess.
we do it collectively, start doing, worshiping together. I mean, even if we're not, let's say you're not online, but you're like, hey, we're gonna pray at this time. Even if you're in your town, I'm in my town, we're all in our own location. We're praying collectively at the same time, doing things, harmonizing together, I guess you could say, you know, um, It's like connecting back to the Father, you know. I believe we need something to bring us into unity for sure, as a collective.
For sure. For sure. Man, there's so many things that we do not agree on. It's crazy.
I know, I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know. I mean, yeah, I understand that. I mean, but as he said, he's going to gather
Yeah.
the wheat from the tares. You know, I mean, you know, the one thing that I normally hear the street guys talk about is the 2/3. Well, how do you know you ain't part of the 2/3? You know what I mean? You scoffing on everybody else, but how you know you not? You know, come on. That's the question. Are you going to heaven or hell? Or how you know you did 2/3? Come on, man. You know,
Yeah.
stop. Just stop.
But that's just an example that, like, a lot of us, we left the church, but we brought that same mentality into the awakening.
Right.
As we, for example, as like with Bishop Marvin Sapp, like the stunt that he pulled, we seen Israelites doing that. We seen Israelite camps pull that same stunt. And then also
Yes.
this wait and see program. See, like, you get this programming in many churches, not all of them, but in many Christian churches, they say, oh, just wait on Jesus, just wait on Lord Jesus, wait for him to come back, and just sit and pray and just wait on Jesus. But like, we got to put work in. We got to prepare. We have to prepare for our family. We got to prepare for our children's children. Like, we can't just sit on our behind and just wait on Jesus. Like, but like, to be honest with you, I see that same mentality with many Israelites. They're waiting on Yahusha or Yeshua or Yahweh to crack open the sky. It's like, honestly, I'm going to be bold and say this. Like, I'm honestly not waiting on the Messiah. I'm not waiting. I did enough waiting in Christianity. I'm not waiting. I got work to do. I'm at work. So I say that respectfully in context. I'm not waiting on the Messiah to come back. The Messiah is going to come back when the Messiah comes back. However, I'm not waiting around. I'm not on a wait and see program. And I believe that a lot of Hebrew Israelites have brought that same mentality into the awakening.
I can say respectfully that I'm waiting for the Messiah, but I'm going to still work to eat. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and like the world's going to stop right now. And if I stop, that means I don't eat. So, I mean, obviously, I'm checking. We all know good from evil, bad from good. You know, staying around good, not evil. You know, keeping the laws to the best of my ability. Studying the scripture to show myself worthy and approved. You know,
Sir.
staying in knowledge. Um, being aware of Satan and his devices. Make sure I'm not getting chipped or no Neuralink or no computer chip or arm or connected to me or any whatever. Let's see, medicines or because I don't want to get your channel blocked.
Oh, thank you.
Jabs,
There
jabs.
we go. There we
I was
go.
trying to think of the word. I was trying to think of the word. Jabs injected in me. You can
My
keep your
man.
jabs. You can keep your bug juice or little micro robots juice to yourself. You know,
That's why I like talking to you, 12C, because we can, like, quote unquote, shoot the sugar honey iced tea. Like, we could just
yeah,
like, we just drawing, right? We just talking.
yeah.
And that's a great perspective. Like, so now let me go ahead and fix what I was saying, because I was saying I'm not
Okay.
waiting on the
Yeah, yeah,
Messiah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let
I
me,
know what
let
you're
me go
saying. Yeah, go ahead. Go do
ahead.
your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
let me go ahead
I
and
know. I
fix
know
that.
what you were saying. I know what you
Okay,
were
okay,
saying.
okay,
But yeah,
okay.
I know what you. But yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Let me be quiet.
No, yeah, real quick. So let me go ahead and fix that. So, like, family, I am messianic. I'm messianic. I believe in the Messiah. I don't know who Jesus is. I don't know who that guy is, but Yahushua Hamashiach is the Messiah, Hamashiach. However,
Hallelujah.
what I'm saying is the Most High has given us an assignment. He's given me an assignment. He's given you an assignment, and it's time for us to do the work and just and serve the Most High with all of our heart, all of our strength, and with all of our soul. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like on like this. I'm just sitting around, waiting around, doing nothing, just waiting on the Messiah to crack open the sky. Like, so that's me fixing what I was saying. I just wanted to bring some
Yeah.
context to what I was saying. I know
That's-
you know what I meant by that, but just for the
yeah.
people listening, they might not like, what is this? So
Wait a
they might
minute.
think
Wait a minute.
yeah, because they
Wait a
might think
minute. He don't believe in the Messiah.
yeah, right.
No, that's incorrect. He's saying he got to work, because we all got to work. We all got to live. You know, if the new system, because somebody actually a Gentile asked me the question because I've been talking about this stuff for a long time, and actually this specific Gentile I've known since like 2007, and I could say we're this, that, and the third. I can show him Yahusha is a Negro, and he wouldn't believe it. He wouldn't believe it. So I don't even waste my time there anymore on those topics. But he does send me a lot of stuff from the Gentile perspective. So like information, I don't check everything he sends, but I like to know their viewpoint if they're against our people. So that way I know, like if they got any craziness towards our people or evil, whatever. So I'll check that type of stuff out. But he asked me, he's like, "Hey Jay, if you had $2 million in digital assets, you go and you couldn't eat, and they said, would you have to take this chip and put it in your body? Would you do it?" And the answer's still gonna be the same. No, no. I don't
That's right. That's right.
until that day, you can have it. Then I don't want it. Hopefully we'll be in the second Exodus at that moment. So
Yeah.
hopefully so. So I don't even have to deal with that. But I pray I'm worthy to escape, as it says in Scripture. I pray that I'm worthy to escape. But we gonna endure. You better believe it. So
That's right.
as you said, we need to adapt. Adapt. A lot of these people who retired. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to figure something out. You need to figure something out. If you think your money gonna be good, I don't think so. Because your boy in there messing it up.
Hey, man.
And that was the purpose of why I had Jaden put the bricks on there was just you still can get something equivalent, gold, at least it's physical. Keep the physical. Keep the physical, you know. But yeah, just ask the most high for what you need to do. Pray to the most high. He will lead you.
That's right. That's right. On that note, I got a question for Dark Side. He said,
He
sound
said
like he
what?
took a shot at Dark Side. Dark Side. He's a person in the chat. They said,
Okay.
let me go ahead and read this comment. He said, I'm gonna highlight it. The Dark Side, I know you don't want to come on the platform, but you are welcome here. Like this Hebrew Israelite platform right here, we're all about peace and love and unity, man. We cool. We're not like many other places. I'm not saying all of us, because we got a lot. We've got some good channels as well. Like we got some positive channels as well. So I'm not lumping our people under the bus. I'm not going to lump our people all together. I'm definitely not going to do that. But Dark Side, I know you say that you don't do the panel no more, but we move different around here. We move different. We move in peace and love. So you're saying that Divine Prospect sounds like a Russian when he speaks Hebrew. I don't trust him. LOL. What do you mean he sounds Russian? What do you mean by that? Can you clarify? But yeah, go ahead, Tulsi. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
you
just
good. No, I was
yeah,
curious. I was curious what are you talking about. Let's see.
yeah. Divine Prospects. I've been following him for years. He's one of the individuals who led me to the truth by his content. Like he does a lot of great content, and he does a lot of great things within our community. Like he has a chapter set up. It's called Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. Kingdom Harbinger Ministries.
I don't think
And
I
that's
know
who
who
I,
that Divine Prospect.
yeah, I was on this platform last Friday. I asked
I
them,
might know who it is. I might know who it is. But I did find Thoughts Camera Action Guy. I did find his channel, his new channel. He got a new channel. It's not under that.
wow.
It's
Yeah,
called
so
Sound and hold on. Let me 'cause I was there earlier. Hold on. It's called yeah, because he was one of the first guy. He was one of the first people besides the camps, and then the guy who Yahweh Day.
uh
Yeah, I kind of watch him. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to him too much anymore. Yeah, I listen to here and there, but I don't pay attention to him too much anymore. Just because, yeah, they be having pork, and actually, he's the only person to say eat pork out of any brew I've ever heard. He's the only one.
is this the same Yahushai?
You know, yeah,
Yahushai
yeah,
Day?
yeah, that guy, yeah. Because he say what did he say? I can't even. I'll have to screen record what he said to send it to you because I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was Acid
Um,
9, Acid 10, Acid 11, Acid 12. Man.
yeah, he tripping.
Yeah. Decarius. I remember Decarius when he came on the platform, he said that. He was telling me about that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's something else. Yeah,
But that's
well, I
cool. That's
mean,
cool. I haven't seen Thoughts Camera Action in a while. That's cool that you found his channel. I've seen some of his stuff in the past. That's cool though.
yeah, because actually, some of them shirts I was wearing, I got from him. Yeah, I had
Mm,
bought from him. What's it called? Sound and Logic. Let me click on it.
that's this name.
Let me see. Sound and Logical Destruction, but it says at Sound and Logical. Sound and Logical. Yep. Like SOUNDANDLOGICAL. Sound and Logical. Yeah, that's interesting because I didn't know he just took all his videos off like that. But I guess the camps, from what I see, the camps made him take them off somehow.
Mm. Was
Well,
getting so
because
much backlash.
well, he was going at I forgot who's the people that's done the White It Out series. I can't think of who they are right now, but they like he would get old tapes of like people's hands, with the pyramid, showing like a pyramid, saying it's Freemason type stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
he was doing that with a lot of different people, and I think they all came on, and he was cool with all of them. So I was just like, it didn't make sense to me why he was doing that. Then I kind of felt like, yeah, I'm done watching him for a while. Then when I did try to find him again, he was gone. There's a
Dang.
yeah, watching the hand signals. How somebody a part of that? I mean, I guess once you're in that, it's kind of like you said with the Hebrew. If they study the Cabal. If you're around that stuff, you can, or studying kind of in that sector, you can kind of smell it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta tread lightly for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and that's like I was telling y'all about that one channel. What is it? Shattered Paradise. They got a lot of that stuff on there. I mean, you got to pray before you watch them videos a lot of times because you know whatever you see can come to you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Gotta have
Well,
that protection.
I love to learn, but look, I ain't got to know everything. Okay, I'm not trying to know
Yeah.
everything.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a limit. There is a limit. Yeah, I ain't trying to know everything. I don't mind learning a lot to get the basics understanding. But yeah, I ain't trying to get that deep. It goes deep. Watchmen.
Yeah,
She said it.
Imavitya.
Sister Vidya said it. Watchmen. Yeah, that's it. That's right. You got it. She knew who I was talking about.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay,
Watchmen.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Watchmen. Yeah.
I used to watch them a lot. My wife and I we used to watch them like before I started getting into preaching again. My
Uh-huh.
wife and I we used to watch like on the Shabbat afternoon. We'll watch Watchmen together. I haven't seen them in a while, but I know they have a huge platform and they've been so consistent. They've been doing it for like over 10 years
Right, right.
on YouTube, and
And there you
they
go.
brought a lot of people into the truth.
Right, and there you go. I agree with some of the stuff, and I disagree with something. I don't agree with everything they say. In their White It Out series, I learned a lot. Um, I learned a lot from that, but like I said, there's some things, you know, like when we were talking in the past, and I was asking you that 12 tribes chart. You know, that 12 tribes chart is not right. We know some may right. I can prove the Negro all day, but other people, but I can other people to a sense because actually, like for example, Mexico president said there's Afro indigenous in Mexico, or this whole continent was. So, and then you can go to Mexico City and see the people are, I mean, Sharpie black. Sharp
Yeah,
people, on the wall. So, I mean, super dark. But
yeah, and I read Ivan Van Sertima's book too. They came before Columbus,
right,
and
yeah. And I
yeah,
have some
yeah,
books.
yeah. It's a
I have some.
legendary book too. That's a legendary book, but it talks about the African presence throughout the Americas, especially in Mexico. So like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, and then what's crazy is yeah, has opened the door for me. Like I pray for him to open the door for me, and like a lot of it doesn't matter whether it's these applications, whether there's applications for this crypto or learning about the truth. I'm finding it. So well, I don't even have to look for it; it just falls in my lap. So the other day, I just went on YouTube just to look. The first thing that pulls up, the blacks of Argentina getting kicked out. I was like, what? And I was
dang,
like, did you know Argentina was all? They took them all out, the men out. Wow, they killed them. That's, or excuse me, eliminated. Excuse my French. Yeah, they just took our people out, man. And then mixed. And then as you see, if you see them mixing and mixing with each other, that's how you get the Spanish. Like, I mean, then it's like wow, that
yeah.
makes
You
sense.
have that in Brazil as well.
Right, right, yeah,
They have it
yeah,
mixing in Brazil. Yeah,
right, yeah, all over down there. It's man, Venezuela,
hmm
man, it- and then you could just find us everywhere. The four corners of the earth. Afro Iranians, Afro
yes.
Japanese, Afro Chinese, Afro Russians,
hmm
literally. So that's why that 12 tribe chart don't mean nothing to me. And then some of it, I believe it's the spirit. I believe it's the spirit. Because color is a color. We know we the people, but the people that's grafted in, it's a spirit, not necessarily an outside skin color. It's a spirit. If you believe in Yahusha Hamashiach and then his father Yahweh or Yahweh and Yahusha Hamashiach, you know what I mean? That combined, I mean, I believe that from what it says in scripture, if you believe and follow them laws, I mean, you grafted in Gentile.
That's right. That's right. 100%.
Because
Yeah,
even a brug is the Gentile.
he got to be regrafted in.
Yeah, he got to
Yeah,
be regrafted in.
regrafted
Yeah.
in. Ima Bithia says, with everyone, you have to chew the meat and spit out the bone. Yeah, that's
I
true.
agree.
Because Watchmen, yeah, like Watchmen reports, like man, like my wife and I, we used to watch them all the time, and shout out to them. But
Shout
yeah,
out.
I don't agree with everything they say, and I don't know one channel that I agree with everything a person says. To be honest with you, Sometimes I don't agree with everything that I say. Sometimes I don't agree with everything that I say. Like I'm always like double checking and like, like, okay, do I need to investigate this more before I stand on this belief? Like I like to ask a lot of questions. So,
I like
I
that.
don't mind changing my mind. I don't change my mind all the time though, but uh,
Right.
um, if the information is there and I'm convinced, then that's what I'm going to hold to what I believe is true. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, and you said this before, chew the meat, spit out the bone.
Right.
But at the
Right.
end of the day, we still family. We family, even though we don't agree on everything. It's like let's just
Right.
agree to disagree.
Right. I agree with that. I believe that Yah is going to move us together. That one thing that this country doesn't like, is the unity or collectiveness of the brown skin. You know, J. Edgar Hoover said that that's the greatest threat to the United States of America. Woo! I can't wait to see it. I pray that I'm alive for that day. So
Mm.
I'm tired. I'm
Mm.
tired of them Gentiles saying they'll never be standing together. Oh, I can't wait to. Ooh, let me be here for that day, please, yeah, please. I mean, if I get eliminated, please wake me up as dry bones so I can see.
All right. All right.
I just want to see. I need to enjoy it. I need to feel that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I'm sure our ancestors. I know it. I know they've been praying for this day for this place. I know they was praying. They was praying to get back to Zion. Yes, I can't wait to that day. We know it. We know it's near, everyone. We know it's near. I think this. Or I don't think I know this technology stuff is about to advance faster than you can blink your eyes. A lot of technology is going to come out this year. A lot of these robots, automation. Um, you might start seeing a lot of these mowing robots in places. I mean, actually, Elon Musk robot comes to homes this summer. I would advise, as a brood, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't trust that
Yeah.
AI. Don't trust that AI.
Yeah.
I try not to even log in on it. Like with like GPT, I try not to use my email with it. But yeah, don't trust that stuff. Actually, every human, just an announcement, a bomb, dropping a bomb. Every human will have an AI agent. I'm letting you know now.
Mm.
Every human will have an AI agent. Believe it or not. Don't matter if you retired or not. Every person will have one within
When
the
you say
next
agent,
three.
what you mean by agent?
For-
Just for
eh,
some
eh,
clarity.
An agent can like do like how you have Alexa on your cell phone, something like that, but a little more advanced to where, like, for example, like ordering your, like, let's say in a year or two, and first they have to tear this electrical grid system down and bring in the new stuff, right? And so, as we talked about, Internet of Things, everything being connected to the internet. When they get all that set up, your fridge is going to be ordering stuff for you. So your agent will be
Right.
ordering. See that you're missing milk out of your refrigerator or eggs or whatever. It'll be placing orders for you without they gonna know you better than you know you. Your phone gonna know you better than you know you. They're gonna be ordering stuff, things that you order. You ain't even gonna be doing it. That's crazy, but it's true.
It's pretty
Yeah,
scary.
it doesn't sound believable, and I ain't trying to scare you. I'm just trying to make you aware. Trying to
Yeah.
make you be aware. Be aware. Advancement. All the movies. I'm trying to think of Demolition Man for one.
Man, that's
Minority
like the
Report.
90s. Going
My
back to the
Yeah, hey,
90s.
but yeah, but that tech stuff is here. Minority Report. Um, Because you remember we were talking about the metaverse and things like that. That ain't till 2028, but every country has a plan. Every single country has a plan. Yeah, I shared that on YouTube. Nobody even looked.
King
Wow.
Couture is going in on the chat like he always, like
Yeah,
always,
is he?
always.
What are you
Yeah.
going in
Oh,
on?
yeah. Oh, he's cutting left and right. He just.
Oh, what that dude? What the other guy say?
That's our brother right there. That's our brother.
Say, get him, King K. Come on, join the chat with us, King K.
He
Yeah, you can
actually
cut him
wants.
up here.
Yeah, he said he's at work though. Like
Oh,
he said he'll be off till 11 p.m. I think he meant his time because I'm
oh,
3 hours. I know
yeah, yeah,
he's in the New York area, so he said he wants to
yeah.
get on
That's where you got to worry about that tech stuff right there.
because he's like 3 hours ahead of us. I think we're on the same time, right? I think it's 7:26. No,
No,
7:36 my time.
I will be once I get across that border. I
Oh,
will
okay,
be.
okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
haven't
okay,
crossed back over. I'm working over here right now. I'm in the States working. Yep, at the
okay.
moment, working. Yeah, waiting on some items before I can go. I'm ready to go home now. Believe me. So I'm ready for some
Hmm.
tacos, burritos, some ocean. I'm ready to see the ocean.
Definitely gotta have some hot sauce on that.
No, you know that's right.
Oh
That's
man.
right.
That's right. I don't think I can eat tacos without hot sauce.
Man, that's terrible.
Well,
If you
I know, like some things ain't changed. I've done a lot better though. I've cut back on hot sauce. Well, I have though. I mean, I
have you,
still eat it, but I cut back. Just
I'm
believe
just
me. Just
tired of
believe me
these
when I say.
United States tacos. I'm tired of these United States tacos with cheese on it. American taco. I'm tired of that. I need my foreign tacos. Just meat, onions, cilantro, throw your lemon and salt on it, and you're good to go.
Mm. Yeah, I did notice this too. Like, see, my wife and I, we went to Cancun for our
Hmm.
honeymoon, and
Hmm.
like the soda down there, it tastes different, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
better. I mean, it's soda, but it's better for you.
yeah, yeah. Everything tastes different. Things that in the states that like I don't eat ranch in the states. I don't eat mayonnaise, but I can eat it over there. I don't know.
Wow.
And then
Is
even
it because is
ketchup.
it, is it because there's less like ingredients?
Yeah,
Is that
less
why? Or?
ingredients in it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's less stuff in it, and it ain't all. I mean, I don't know what they put in it up here. I just can't. I can't deal with it. I can't deal. Well, we know they putting stuff in it. I mean, it's like the cereal. They got
Oh yeah.
petrochemicals in cereal.
Oh yeah. Cereal's terrible for you. Yeah, it's
I mean,
terrible.
they got
Yeah.
petrochemicals and all kind of stuff.
Yeah. We
Oh,
was taught, oh yeah, cereal's good for you. It's got calcium and it's got and they sold us that lie. Cereal's terrible for you.
oh,
Man, I had a bowl of cereal in years.
Sister Bithia says she would like to jump on, but she's at work till 9.
Oh, she's on. We're on the same time. She's out in the San Jose area.
He
So
says he's off in 26 minutes. Oh, ooh, that sounds good. I like to taste them greens though. Them greens
man,
with
man,
some smoked turkey, or you can put some lamb, or I'll take goat. I'll try goat.
my stomach been growling ever since when she said that.
Does your wife cook goat?
No, not goat. We was just talking about that the other day. Nah, like she don't eat goat. I never tried it.
That's good. It's good.
Like, yeah, yeah. Cause like, yeah, it's optional. We can have lamb or goat for Passover. A lot of people just think, oh, you just gotta eat lamb, but no, you can have goat. Verse Exodus 12:5. Lamb or goat.
Yeah, yeah. Goat.
But no,
Good
it's good. I heard it's good though.
curry. I mean, only time I've ever smelled curry was at the hotels when I was traveling, and I didn't like it. The Indian. No
Yeah.
disrespect to the Indian people cooking that stuff. I'm like, oh no, I don't want none of that. No, none of that.
Man, I remember we were doing a job because I'm in cabinetry. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
we were doing we've done jobs, for yeah, well, in particular, I'm thinking about this one particular family, this one East Indian family, and they wanted their cabinets to be made in their garage because
yeah,
they want to do their cooking in their garage because even they admitted, they said because the curry is so strong, the smell is so strong that they don't want to cook in the kitchen, they want to cook in the garage. They want to cook outside because it has that smell to it, like what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. No, I can't tolerate, man. That's some rough stuff. It
But
might have
they
been
admit it
one
though,
time
huh?
it smelled good.
But they admit it though. They was like, yeah, it's strong. That's why we cook outside.
Yeah, no, I can't deal with that. Mm-mm. Yeah, that stuff's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't eat curry too much. I've had it a few times. I don't really eat it too much, but
I mean, maybe if I went to their
yeah.
country and tried it, if I went to their country and checked it out, yeah, I definitely. I would like to see the Afro Indians over there too. I would love to go over there. I would love to fly over there to see our people over there too.
Yeah, you speak about in India.
Yes, Afro Indians. Yes, we're
Yes, yes.
everywhere. We
That's right.
everywhere.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would love to go over there.
Ron Dalton Jr. actually did a fantastic job documenting that. Speaking about the Afro Indians that are in India, and they got like a caste system down there where it's like basically it's well, I mean it's kind of like America, but I mean, well they have this. Well, it's kind of like the darker you are, the worse you have it. But like this is a caste system. It's like a
Right,
government system, and yeah, they have it. They have it rough. By no surprise,
right.
but yeah,
By no surprise.
by no, we're not surprised. But yeah,
No,
it's like
no.
different locations, same struggle. And yeah, these are like you're saying, these are African, like Bantu. These are actually it
Right,
was a documentary they did. It was a Bantu black. I want to say black Indians. Well, they're black, but they're in India, and
right,
they're at
right.
the bottom. They're the bottom of society. They have it the hardest. Shalom, shalom to brother Ruben. That's my brother right there. What's good, King? What's good?
Shalom,
He said,
shalom, brother Ruben.
yeah, Kwam Yasharala, Kum Yisrael, however you say it. I like to flex either way. It's all good. That's our language. We're taking our language back. Kwam Yasharala to you. Rise
Yeah,
Israel. Rise Israel.
rise, rise.
Yes, he said the Limba or Limbu. I don't know if you meant Limba. Tribe is Levites. I mean, we have Levites for sure, for sure. I guess what I was saying earlier is that we don't have a Levitical priesthood right now, like a standing Levitical priesthood, but we do have Levites. And if you're a Levite and you're a Kohen, you're a priest, shout out to you. I'm just saying collectively, like we're not operating under the same system that we did in the Torah. Like we're not operating under the Levitical priesthood. We're under the order under Melchizedek.
Well, that's a
That's
good
all good.
question for that. That's a good question for an. Well, I was thinking that's a good question for an argument, but I do know that they did studies. The Jamaicans. The first so-called Jews of the Americas. The Haitians and Jamaicans were two different tribes, but the rest of us, I would, we everybody Judah, or because well, we know the people in a land, and and they claim the majority of them all Judah too, that run the world. They get paid from America every month. They.
Oh, dang, come on, come on. These are just jokes. These are just jokes written by 12
It's a
CJC.
joke. It's a
These
joke.
jokes. There you go. There we go. That's right.
A joke. But yeah, 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 that's a good question. How would we you know get that down? You said they're Bantu over there,
Well,
and
there's a group of Afro Indians that are Bantu. It was a documentary that Ron Dalton Jr. that he brought out. This is when he
okay,
was on YouTube. I don't know if he's still on YouTube anymore. I don't know. He's been blocked so many times, so I don't know. But Ron Dalton Jr., the creator of Hebrews to Negroes, he was
Right.
bringing out there's a Bantu, there's a group of Bantu Africans that are in India, and he was just showing the documentary, and in the documentary, the Bantus themselves in India, they were explaining how hard they have it. They were talking about their
Right.
servitude, like they're in servitude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, slaves.
I, well, I know they're still getting some from Africa and taking them in Saudi Arabia, supposedly.
I gotta highlight this real quick.
Please do.
Ima Bithia says, I have a friend from Africa. He knows he is Gad. That's right. See, and that's important too, because like you said, man, Judah's overrated. There's too many Judites. Too many Judites. Come on. We're way too it can't be that
That's
big.
deep. Yeah, that's
It's
deep.
extreme. There's too many people from Judah. Like, I don't know. Somebody gotta be Jawsing. Somebody. But yeah, I mean, God, that's amazing you said that, because I haven't seen this stuff as of late, but when I was in the truth, I used to watch Rabbi Akwete Amah. I used to watch Rabbi Akwete Amah. Rabbi Akwete Amah, he is from Ghana, and he's from the Gadamwe. He's from the Gadamwe tribe of Ghana. And he says that his tribe, his people, the Gadamwe, is two tribes. It's Gad and Dan. Ga with Gad, and Dan with Gadamwe. So that's amazing that you brought that up, Ima. So I don't know. When you said that, it made me think about Rabbi Akwete Amah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And he's from Ghana. Like, he's from Ghana. He's from Ghana. He moved here to the States. Last time I checked, he was out in Las Vegas. He's got a lot of video. He's got videos out on YouTube. I haven't checked up on him as of late, but he was one of the people who brought me into the truth. And it was really awesome seeing it from somebody that's from the continent. Because we hear about the truth being taught from our people in the Americas, or specifically in the United States. Also throughout the Caribbean, but more specifically the United States. But to me, it was really compelling and convincing to hear Rabbi Akwete Amah explain his oral tradition that's been passed down to his family, to his tribe, and that they preserve Hebrew customs.
Yeah, that's a interesting point, because there's a guy I watch that's been bringing that stuff out like that, bringing people for interviews on his show. Was it Go Black to Africa? Have you ever seen him before? Go Black to Africa.
Go Black to Africa? Nah. It's
Yeah,
on channel?
he's been bringing out stuff for a long time. Yeah, he definitely he's an ex-military dude from the States, but Go Black to Africa. Yeah, he brings a lot of. He's in Africa, so he meets with the tribes over there and have interviews with them. Yeah, he's a good one. He has some good studies, as well as there's another guy in the States that, because you're on the scholarship. This guy, he hasn't posted anything in the last 3 years, but his channel's name was Dynasty. Zion Dynasty. If you ever heard of him, and he has a lot of books, like those expensive books, with pictures of talking about the end times, as well as from the beginning to now, or to the end. Excuse me, to the end. Even certain people going in captivity. I'm not going to say who or what, but you get the point.
Yeah, I got you. Sure. I got to say, to peace and love to Brother Ruben. Brother Ruben look like he getting ready for a hard day tomorrow. So, yeah, peace.
Peace, brother. Peace.
And shalom to you, Brother Ruben.
I'm seeing with Sister 50 wrote. Yeah, you're right, Sister Bithia. Yeah. That's kind of like truth unedited. Whenever I kind of woke up in the truth and he was still doing the Christianity stuff, I was messaging him. I was like, you black, you the people, you reading you the people of the book. And then eventually, I don't know, he eventually turned that clock on. That clock turned on in that head, and he started coming out with the stuff, and that's the blessing, we're supposed to help each other, all each other. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to build each other up, and love the Most High, and share with our brethren.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All praises.
All praises. Yeah, I love
All
that.
right.
I love that about the truth is that, for example, me just going out of the country and just meeting people who are in that truth. I mean, random, no plan. Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up, sis? And we just start chopping it up, and then bam. Oh, you believe in Yahweh? Oh, okay. All praises. All praises. Now that's a beautiful thing. I mean, you just don't have that happen every day. It doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't. Not even in America, and that's where I'm at. It don't even happen here every day.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, you're right.
No, it definitely doesn't. You just in a foreign country and bam. Like, what? Wow. It's
Now,
beautiful.
I got a question. Like, now, times where you run into Israelites, is it just like in conversation, or do you see Israelites wearing zits, or do you see like them wearing
Uh-uh.
kippas or anything like fringes? Like, do you see any like that when you're out of the country?
No, no, just wearing regular clothes. Just we're
No,
just at
I
a
meant
rest.
them.
I mean,
meant
just
them.
no,
Like them, like other, them, not you. I'm not. Yeah, I'm talking
no,
about like
no,
when you see other Israelites like throughout other countries. Like, do you see them like with certain like Hebrew Israelite clothing that makes you like question or start the conversation,
no.
or just being passive?
Uh-uh. Just passing. I'm probably wearing the stuff on my clothes. Um, I don't have any fringes on any clothes that I have, but I have like the Thoughts Camera Action shirts, PCA shirts that I got from him. But yeah, no, just randomly, just talking. Just, oh, how you doing, sister? How you doing, brother? Oh, how long you been here? Oh, I've been here a little bit, and then he just breaks off and, oh, you believe in Yahweh? It just happened. I'm like, wow,
Wow,
like,
wow.
I mean, that's beautiful, you know. Because I still there's some that that I know that don't, but I try to send them information to get them out of their ways. Send them different studies from different videos I see. I even share your videos as well.
Oh,
So,
appreciate that.
oh yeah, of course. I share it to fam, to friends. Like, hey, check this video out. Let me know what you think. Because they definitely need a shaking, because you don't want Yah shaking, because that might not be graceful as I'm sending you a video. You might get the real shake. So you might want to pay attention a little bit more. You know, uh, I try to let them know, like, hey, just have a open. You can't listen to this with your Christian mindset. You
Yeah.
gotta have an open spirit. And pray about it before you listen, because this word is to you. I mean, even when I share your videos, you know, I got people around the country, some people like Alabama. I'm like, hey man, just check this video out. Don't be judgmental. Just hear the man out, and let's see what it do for you, because you know you guys spend a lot of work on these videos, and I love the content, and I enjoy it, and I feel that somebody else can enjoy it too. With a lot of topics that you talk about as well.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, Doc. And you know, because you are a content creator, like you understand like the work that's involved. Like it's a lot of
Right,
work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of dedication that goes into it, a lot of research. It's a lot of stuff that you don't see behind the scenes
right,
that that we have to go through as content creators. And like the way how I view the information that you're bringing out, to me, that's ministry. All of it is ministry. Ministry is service. That's all it
right.
is. Ministry means to serve. It's service. It's not necessarily being just a preacher or just somebody on the street corner, holding up a sign, of white Jesus. It's 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 service. So any way that somebody knows how to bring the information and bring service to uplift and bless people, that's ministry. We just have different ways of expressing, our gifts that Yah gives us, but all of it collectively is ministry.
Hallelujah.
So, and I
Yeah,
think it's just really, really awesome that your information is for our people, but it's for everybody. It's
right.
for everybody. And I just think as Israelites, we get so sometimes we can get so like nearsighted. Like we're just thinking about just Israel. But like at the same time, like we're supposed to be the light of the world.
True.
We're supposed to represent for for Yahweh, represent for the kingdom throughout the world. We're supposed to set the trend of righteousness throughout the world. And we do that with all of our services, all the gifts and all the talents and all the resources that Yah has blessed us with. We're to use it to bring people to the awakening and also to bring blessings to their lives. Not just, giving a good feel good speech, but actually giving something that's tangible, something that you can use to to bless your life, to benefit your life. So all of it is ministry. It's all service.
Right, right. Yeah, I just try to share that. I just try to share just to awaken people's eyes. For example, um, like when we were talking about the other week, I was like, yeah, I might need to do a review of some channels. I mean, I guess I don't have time. I really don't have time. I can put you on some videos, but for example, I shared a video from what's his name, brother Tim Stevens, and
Okay.
he's a elder. He's an elder, um, Kohen, and he'll say, "Some of you say Jesus, Yahusha, Yahweh." Yeah, he cracks me up. He cracks me up with that every time he does that. I wish he did. We leave the Jesus out of it, but whatever. And that's the way he teaches. And no, he brought a good video out about the Holocaust. And
We got we got we got we got to be
I
careful.
don't. No, no, no. I am. I am. I am. I am. Yeah.
You see
Thank
me
you. Thank you.
sweating over here.
Pause. Pause. No, no, no. Anyway, so I'll be slim with it. No, basically, he just shares some information of some numbers, you know, being pre-predicted 40 years before certain dates and things. But no, it's a very interesting video. And then actually, they got the one guy. I'm not even going to say his name, but the head of the country over there
Uh-huh.
supposedly translated in English speaking. And I'm just like, how come if those people from that country knew he was saying that, how come they didn't translate that to English to everybody else? And that's all I'm saying. During the, whatever year that was back then, it's crazy. But no, but like for example, I shared that with my uncle, for example, He's like, man, you keep learning your history. I love that. He just loves that, loving learning about that type of stuff. That things that's hidden, that's coming out. Because in the last days, we're supposed to awaken to a lot of things supposed to be poured on us. Knowledge supposed to be poured on us, right? Yes, he's very interesting. I agree. I don't say I agree with everything he does either, but I do I support all our people that's the righteous and righteous standing. You know, the the ones that eating pork, I can't. I'll listen to what you got to say, get the meat, and then I'll move on. But I ain't eating your pork.
I agree with that 1000%. 1000.
Right. I
Man.
mean, yeah, of course, I agree with that. But yeah, I learned a lot from Go Black to Africa on that as well, just a bit. Yeah. He shared a lot, and then I can't even remember. There's so many other people that's done videos that I can't even remember. I think one was Philadelphia Ministries, or I can't even think of that pastor's name, but I think it's Philadelphia something. Philadelphia's they bruise, but yeah, there's so many channels. I mean, there's so many channels. I'm tied to, and then I find new ones all the time. But I can't subscribe to everybody. We got brother Jaden. We got brother Jaden. Jay's. I gotta say, you the best channel, man. Just
Oh, that's
because of
oh
your
man. Oh,
spirit, I'm giving it to you, man. I'm
oh,
giving it
man.
to you.
Oh,
That's
man.
just love, man. It's love, man. No, just because how open you are, and then you the comedian too, man.
Oh,
I crack up.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh, I can crack.
I'm a jackass, man. I'm still a jackass. I'm still the same
No,
jackass I was when I wasn't in the truth. I can say that, right? It's like a donkey, right? A jackass, a horse. I can say that.
yeah.
It's like a what's a show? It's a jack. Well, it's not a. See, like
this,
on the Shabbat day, I wouldn't say jackass or anything like that. I wouldn't say, but it's a donkey, so technically it's okay. But I don't know. I like to like kind of get close to out of bounds, but not be out of bounds, if as you will. Kind of like a
okay.
wide receiver getting 2 feet in, like you catch it before you get 2 feet out.
Yeah. I gotta agree with you. I was probably the bad kid too that was laughing when I wasn't supposed to be laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
man.
That's just my personality. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that kid back then. But I
I
do
knew
got
I
a
had a
question
witness.
for you.
I knew I had a witness somewhere, man. Thank you. I know
Yeah,
I could win on myself. Yeah,
yeah.
what's good? What's good,
Okay,
King? What's your question?
okay. So have you ever read the? I now don't quote me on this because I don't remember where it's at, but I know it's in there. So I have to look it up. Where it says on the Shabbat day, the gates of heaven is open. Do you pray to the east? Have you ever heard of that before?
Well, yeah, I like when I wake up in the morning, I do face the east, but
Okay.
not the east particular, not the east because I'm in California. But if I was, let's say I was in Russia, I'd face the west. So I'm not facing the east per se. I'm facing Jerusalem. So like when I wake up in the morning,
You
the first
talking
thing I
about
do, I
where
face
they say it
Jerusalem.
is?
Oh, snap. Well, well, I
No,
got it.
just
I
kidding,
got
just
it. I
kidding,
got
just
it.
kidding. Joke.
Yeah,
No. There is one in Africa though.
yeah,
There- no,
technically
there
where they
is.
say it is. Yeah, well,
No,
it's east.
okay.
Either way, it's east.
All right,
I'm
deal,
facing
deal.
Jerusalem. Yeah.
Okay, deal. Yeah, deal. Okay, yeah. No, I face the east. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I've seen a
I do.
brother.
I wake up, I face the east. I pray and keep it moving. But it's I face Jerusalem where I think it's located. Yes, it's not necessarily the east because you have that in other religions as well. Other religions as
Yeah.
well face the east, but to me, it's
Right.
not east like the sun because the sun rises in the east, right, and it sets in the west.
Well. Okay.
Correct.
Well, all right. So let me ask you. Okay, so let's
I'm
just
not
go with
playing.
this theory.
So
Okay.
okay.
No. I'm not trying to find that out. No. I'm not going to
Yeah.
that. But I got a question for you. So in Christianity, Which way did they teach you to pray? You're going to
Well, I
learn
was
something.
taught
You're going to learn something. Which way did they say hell is?
down,
Okay, so which way is heaven?
up.
Okay, so how come everybody put their head down? Woo! Woo, that's a good question.
Sorry if I pressed play. I must have. Sorry about the
No,
sound. Sorry about
no,
that.
you good.
I walked off set because everybody we all kneel our head down.
Yeah, but that's a good question.
Which question? The one that you just
No,
proposed?
yeah. That I pointed out. They told you in Christianity to put your head down. Put your head down. You pray
Yeah,
down towards hell, but heaven is
Lord,
up.
man. I never even thought of that question before. Man. Mm, mm. Things that
Hey,
make you say, hmm.
yeah, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Oh,
But
he's ready to jump on. King Couture wants to jump
okay.
in.
All
Come on,
right.
tag.
Okay.
Come on, bring some content, King K. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah. Yeah. He ready. He said he wanted to get on, so I
Sure.
wasn't sure. I wasn't going to make any guarantee, but we kept jawsing. So
Yeah, he's getting you the link, brother. But yeah, that is a good question, though. Because yeah, I pray to the east. I do face up. Face my head up. I'm not praying to the sun or anything like that.
right. Yeah, because if, like wherever you believe it's at, I mean, you made a great point. It's the people. It's the people. But if we're going to just go with the historical location wherever that one believes where it's at, yeah, I mean that's what I do. I mean, I face Jerusalem, but
Right.
yeah, and that's it. Like it's nothing else to it, So
Yeah, that's ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Point is loving Yah with all your heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Treat your neighbor as you treat yourself.
that's right. That's right. All right,
All
we're waiting on you,
praises.
King. We're waiting on King. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
There he is, King K.
What's good, King? King
No,
Couture in
no.
the house.
What are you guys talking about? Well, since I've been gone, what's the topic right now?
We've been talking about collard greens, curry, food. Man,
Oh,
we
you're
talking
on
about a lot.
food?
Yeah, we talking about food.
Damn.
We
Always
talking about a
trying
lot of
to
stuff.
eat. Always
Hey,
trying to eat.
you know we got to eat, bro.
It's all Israelites talk about.
Now, what's on your mind?
Oh, give me a few minutes. You guys continue the banner, and I'll kind of try to
Okay.
remember what I was doing because I just got home. So there was something
Yeah.
that I wanted to talk about that was on there, but
Oh, with that dark was saying something. You were saying something to dark. Let me go back to look. I seen something he said. Hold on.
oh, what I wanted to say was something about what you guys were talking about, but
Were you talking about the fourth industrial revolution or something
no,
spiritual?
when you guys started getting to history and stuff, especially the Americas, right? Because that's where
Oh yeah,
I
the
want
Americas.
my
Yeah,
expertise.
the Americas. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're just talking about where Mexico, for example, said that she stated who the original people were before Columbus came, and all
oh
that
yeah,
makes.
that's what it is. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Is they say African, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to get at. And
Well.
that's one of those things that they so if you pay attention to the writers and the authors, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all come from the modern time in most cases in that situation. And a lot of times I think you'll find when you look at their writings, is they were taught a certain perspective, right, which is Pan-Africanism and all that. And what they do is when they see dark-skinned person that is called a Negro, which, by the way, we were, all right, we always have been. We've ranged from the darkest of black to the lightest of brown, right? That's always been the case for us here in the Americas. And we shared every phenotype known throughout the entire world before we ever mixed. So you can't really look at somebody and tell, you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why you can't, because we already had all those phenotypes. We had all those looks and all those appearances, different shades, everything. That's just how we were. And that goes for a couple other peoples too. You know, there's other peoples that have things, they just don't have usually as many phenotypes as we did. But what you find they usually do is when they see a person that's dark skinned, they say, oh, well, that has to have been, because they're being called Negro, that has to be an African a lot of those times. Do you know what, you see what I'm saying? To when it may or may not be talking really about an African, but that's what they're claiming because that's what they were taught. That's what they know. You know what I mean? They were taught that we look like Asians, which is not the case, right? We have multiple aspects of appearances. And that the only Negroes that exist were from Africa, which is also not the case because we were called Negroes. Indian literally means the same thing. You got Negro, you got Indian, you got Dub, Nigar, there's a million, Dusky, Tawny. They're all the same thing, exactly the same thing, talking about the same appearance, which is dark skin.
Yeah, you got Swarthy, Moore,
right?
Blackamoor.
Millions of words, right? And it's all talking about the same thing. So they're just other derogative names for what they've always called us. You know what I mean?
But you know the key that people need to educate themselves on is why in the world did they call them the word Negro? Where did that come from? And that's where they have to go back. You know,
right.
they gotta go back to Spain and Portugal, and that's where you want to land.
Well, it goes back to Greece too, which is Nigar, right?
Yeah.
Nigar is literally Grecian for black. That's all it means, which is what they've called us for generations, right? So, like, if you look at the our tribes in Virginia, okay, up until a few years ago, have you ever heard of a Native American Indian from Virginia? Up until a few years ago?
Not right offhand, though.
Even
Not right offhand.
even though a lot of the tribes started over there, and when they came, they all were over there huddling when we were attacked, but you don't hear of it because it was illegal to call yourself from your tribe. It was illegal to call yourself Native American Indian. So they started
Right.
black,
my family did the same thing.
Negro, Hispanic, right? And they did that throughout the whole country. Nagas that's another one, right? Like Nagas. And Nagas, right? If you look at the Nagas, because she brings up Nagas, and a lot of people are aware of Nagas. But if you go and look at the Hindustani, right? The Hindustani meant these creatures that they call the serpent people. And those people were seafarers, and they helped the Hindustanis with their building, showed them how to do crops, and we showed them a bunch of different things. But they kept track of all that, and they passed it down as a story of the Nagas. And if you translate the name of the Nagas, king, it comes out to Mayak, or king of Maya, right? Because that's the Mayak's real name. Our Mayan's real name is the Mayak.
Right.
So that's some crazy stuff, but that was just a little interesting tidbit on that part because she brought it up. And Naga was used for our people too, as well. So, like Nagaland, you can find that Indie land. You know, I mean, that's why they call Americas the Indies. right? Not necessarily because of India, even though, yes, they call it that because they're dark skinned over there, but because we're dark skinned people. And according to their own documents, are related to some of the people in Africa and spread across the world.
I do have an observation that I like to bring up to you. I want your thoughts on this, King. I don't have the source in front of me right now. I mean, we're just building anyway. But I don't have the source. But there's a source out there. I remember reading it, and it talks about how, when those who came here to America, they enslaved the natives that were here. But the natives that were here, according to this article, according to the source, I should say, according to the source, they had a hard time dealing with the harsh labor. So that was basically a reason why the colonizers went to the shores of Africa, West Africa, to get labor from Africa, because the African from West Africa, the African was more, how can I say this?
I get what you're saying.
Are you familiar with that source? Let me go ahead and
I'm
finish
not.
out.
I've never heard of that source, but continue.
Yes, yeah, I can find it. But yeah, it was a source where, like, the natives who were enslaved here in the Americas by the colonizers, they were having a difficult time with the harsh labor. So as a result, the colonizers went to West Africa. They went to Africa for slaves. So, like,
I mean,
what
that
I'm
would
saying
be
is,
yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no. So, like, according to that source, I don't have it in front of me. According to that source, I mean, there is a distinction.
All right. So I mean, I'd like to see the source to see it because I'd never seen it. So I'm only kind of going off your words here. But I mean, it is pretty interesting, right? That the source appears at a time when we're finding out all this information that contradicts what they told us, and then something as simple as we couldn't bear the burden, but yet we were enslaved until 1988 still, but yet we couldn't bear the burden. So that would, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense even then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I think there's other excuses that would make more sense than couldn't bear the burden. You know what I mean? Because we're a hardy people. Most of us are tall people, strapping, you know what I mean? Big size or big bone is what they usually call it. And while most of our people are jolly and peaceful, there's a lot that's not. You know what I mean? We can take hits. Like I was, when I was younger, I was into all the stupid stuff, but I've fought everything from 5 people at once. You know what I mean? Without ever losing or taking more than a couple hits. Like, so we're a hardy people. So I wouldn't really buy that, but I'd still like to see the source and look.
Yeah, I have to find it. I remember. Yeah, I have to get it, but yeah,
you never really know.
I remember reading that.
Mean?
I think I've heard that before myself.
Yeah, I mean, if I Google it, I mean, is it worth it? I mean,
yeah,
I feel like we're just building. Yeah, I feel like we're just building anyway. We're just having this
right.
Yeah.
So what I know, right? What I know is they know that we were the Israelites. That's what I do know. Okay, it's documented. They have tons of history. That's how they came here to begin with, and they know that we have peoples in other lands in small numbers. That's exactly what they write. In small numbers in other lands and in Africa. And what I think would be more logical is that they tried to just get rid of all of us in general. And that would make way more sense than any of that, you know what I mean, in my opinion. Because it just doesn't, I mean, name a people that's not been able to bear the burden of slavery that it killed. They all just died off. There's not really any historical evidence of any of that.
I mean, the Arab slave trade. I mean,
Yeah, people died, but the whole people
evil.
didn't die off to where they had to
And
go
then,
get somebody else. They went and got as many people as they could because that's what they were doing at the time, right?
and
When they
then
were conquering and
yeah.
enslaving, right? So you see you just see what I mean, though, is where it doesn't make much sense to me. But I was still interested in the source because you never know, you know.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, no, I'm not making it up. I'm just botching
No,
this
no, I
source,
know.
but
I was
yeah,
gonna mess with you and say,
yeah,
don't go reaching on me, but I was just
yeah.
you know what I mean. No, I know you're
No,
not making it up, bro.
I guess like for me, like I just look at even the sources, like I look at them kind of like individual. Like I don't try to like necessarily lump all sources together because you got different, eyewitnesses that are writing these accounts.
Right, and some
So
of them
I try,
lie, some of them just straight lie.
so yeah,
Some of
I
them are
mean,
not accurate. You have
the
to
person
review
who
each
made,
source. Yeah.
I mean, they made a distinction between the native and the African. Now, I'm not saying they're lying,
Well,
but
they did.
maybe,
They did throughout all of history because the African was much lighter than our peoples were. So you can find old maps of the African being lighter brown than the those of us of Americans. And they
yeah,
did document
and
it that there was a
and
difference between our peoples.
and in that source, they're saying the opposite. They're
But when
saying
they
that
say
the native,
African, they're not
they said
talking about our people. They're talking about the Hamites. That's who they're really
that
talking about when they say African. 9 times out of 10, because they say that they're the indigenous people of Africa, right? That's what they claim.
I'm listening.
No, I was done. I'm done. I was waiting for you. I was just saying that. Yeah, I kind of cut you off. That's my bad, man.
Oh no, I mean, it's just a lot to consider. So I look at the sources case by case. Like I don't try to just use several sources and just say, okay, this is what they all agree and this is what it all is. Like but I was just saying there is that source that's out there. The author, whoever the author is, they made the distinction and they actually said the opposite. They said that the native, they were lighter and they just had a hard time with the condition of being out in the sun and doing the harsh labor, which was a reason why they went to the shores of Africa. Now, I mean, you're saying it was the Hamite. I mean, you have every right to say that.
Well, that's
If you ask me,
when
I'm going
they
to say something
say,
different. Yeah.
well, when they
I'm gonna
talk
say,
about Africans, okay,
uh-huh.
when they say Africans and you're from Africa, they're not talking about the landmass. They're talking about the people that's over there. That's what they've always been talking about. And you know what I mean? So, I mean, they're pretty much saying the Hamites or Canaanites, whichever ones, which group plan. And a lot of those people over there ain't even them. Because there's people over there, for instance, I can bring it up right now. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Just
You
so
can
it's
share your screen
accurate.
if you like. If you want to share your screen, you can as well.
Well, this isn't really the source per se. All I'm doing is grabbing. There's a couple videos a brother of mine did a while ago that has the sources in it,
Okay.
but he just puts where the source is. And now, mind you, these sources come from those people, so it's not like these are so a lot of stuff you hear about our people in Americas, that stuff isn't mostly from us. Do you know what I mean? It's stuff Europeans have said about us, which is why it varies so widely, and some of it don't even track back historically at all, because it's stuff that they were assuming and making up, basically, which they do. That's why you got to try every source you have to go through. You have to see who wrote it, find out who they are, see how much bullshit they've talked, if they talked any. Oh, I'm swearing. Sorry, man. And do all that stuff to make sure that source is actually accurate or not. Because you could pull out any source and use it for anything, but let's be honest, I only care about the truth, man. There's no bias, no caring about, just that we know who we are, because it's been being hidden. It's going to continue to be hidden.
Yeah, there's always your story, my story, and the truth.
And a lot of people don't like the idea that, like, okay, so everyone says Israelites, Native Americans, blacks, and Hispanics, right? That's what they're always saying. But yeah, when I
True.
bring this up to most Israelites, it doesn't matter if they're black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, they're all going to have the same reaction. They don't want to believe it. They're going to fight against it, but yet we're one people. How does that make sense? How do you obviously, you can't believe we're one people unless you would even be able to consider such a thing. You know what I mean? Like, but a lot of them won't be able to, because I don't think a lot of us really believe what we say we believe. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just like I stated earlier. I stated earlier that, you know, even let's just go with the theory. Let's just go with this theory just for a second. Hypothetical. Let's just say the 12 tribes is all Negro. Let's say
Which we are.
Gentiles decide. Let's just hold on. Just fill me out. So let's say some Gentiles, Europeans, believe in Yahusha, they believe in Yahweh, and they want to follow His commandments. Well, then they're grafted in, because they want to follow the commandments. They want to follow Yah and His Son. But as far as that 12 tribe charter, what you're talking about, I think there are a lot of fallacies in that chart. Man.
Well, right.
I don't believe color is. Yes, I understand how we were taught with the white Jesus and all that stuff, right?
We were taught more than that, right?
But I know a lot more than that. But there's a lot more to it than that.
Right,
But
right.
you know that. We've just been lied to about everything. Let's just go with that. We've been lied to about everything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I bring out the stuff I bring out, because we have been lied to about everything, and the lies are so deep rooted we don't want to let go. Despite all the records saying the opposite of what we were taught, we'll still look each other and say, "Oh no, that can't be. I came from Africa and this or this or this, or I was always here in America and I never came from anywhere else." And you know what I mean? All the stuff we were taught that isn't. They killed our parents for a reason. They killed our grandparents for a reason. And it wasn't so we would know who we are. It wasn't so they could tell us who we are. It was so that we didn't know who we are, so that we couldn't figure out who we are, so we could never assimilate on that level again. Because if we do, we'll build a kingdom that'll never be undone, right? And that's what the Bible says. That's what all the prophecies say. And that's what the Edomite believes as well. That's why they don't want us. That's why they go after all of our leaders who can do something, or they think can do something, because they COINTELPRO, right? They don't want to see it happen, because that'll be the fall of their empire.
Yeah, I seen somebody do a study on the those Esau books. That's I see some fallacies in that too. Rome is Esau. I seen some fallacies.
Well,
I bring it up later, but you have to bring facts.
So
prove all
Rome is Esau. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm sure. I'm sure that. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm saying
that
like
I don't get my stuff all from just books, right? So
right.
All right. So let me first explain to everybody. Okay. So I was doing gangster stuff, right? Most of my life, was doing stupid stuff, right? Most of my life, didn't care about, didn't know who I was, didn't care who I was. Sometimes I called myself white, right? It is what it is. But I didn't care. I was just angry, just doing a bunch of stuff. So some things happened, and obviously I started becoming an Israelite even before I ran into even Israelites or even knew who they were. You know what I mean? And but I took, what was it? It was at least 10 years that I left the world in general, sat at home night and day, well, besides libraries and stuff, nothing but researching, trying to find out who we were, trying to find out if what this one says is true or that one says is true. So the stuff I say isn't like, there's a lot of sources, there's years worth of sources. So like, that's why I'm saying I got to make videos one of these times, but it's hard because there's so much information and so much to compile that I've learned that a lot of times I just bring it up because I think our people should be aware. You know what I mean? And so I bring it up, and the easiest way I do so that we know. You know, is it. But I spent years studying all this stuff in it, so it doesn't. So the conclusion of Edom being wrong,
Mm-hmm.
comes from the Bible, specifically for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You can use the backups from the Khazar stuff and all that, but in the Bible, it literally tells you there's a bunch of different verses you can go to, right?
Right.
Who was Herod? Herod the Idumean, right?
Right.
He was an Edomite. Where was he born?
Mm-hmm. Rome, wasn't he?
No, he was born. Well, yeah, he was, but not per se. So he was born in Palestine, which is where people believe that, that means he's Arab, right? But
Right.
if
Yeah.
you looked at what Palestine wasn't its own nation at that time. Palestine was part of the Roman Empire. So he's an Edomite because he came from Palestine because he was Rome. That's how he got his cousin. It was his third cousin who he went to, who was a general in the emperor's guard. That's who he got to help take over Judea. Now, how is he going to have a cousin in Edom at the top of Edom unless he's an Edomite, right? So you got these passages that say stuff like that. He's an Edomite, and that's where he comes from. So that automatically says that it's wrong. And then you can go deeper into the other passages where it tells you, like for instance, the name of the devil is what? Right? This is the devil, right? Not the beast down in Revelations. It's Apollyon, right? Or Apollo, right? In Greek. Now, why would they say his name in Greek unless they're comparing it to Edom, right?
Right.
Edom and the devil goes hand in hand. You're the father of. That's why the whole Apollo reference is there, because that was clearly their top god at the time, and that's who they believed he was. And that's because the father of the Edomites is Satan, right, or the devil. Then you got other references that go even deeper. I'd have to go through because, like I said, I've been doing this for years studying.
I'm definitely not disagreeing with that.
So that's where my belief comes from.
I mean, I'm not going to. I mean, obviously, they Esau is the end of the world, and who's in power. So,
that's right. That's one of the ones too. Right?
Who runs the? Let's just say BANK. I ain't gonna say no more than that.
Right.
But so. For example, this guy brought to the attention that, Esau was melanated as well. And then he brought up Saudi. And I was like, that would be interesting.
Okay, so that's an interesting concept, but this is where a lot of our people get it twisted. And like, for instance, you brought up lights, camera, action, or what was it? Thoughts, action earlier.
Yeah.
Now, me and him, he hates me.
He
actually, if I walked into, he banned me. If I walked into one of his rooms, because I just shared with him when I shared, like, hey brother, you're wrong about this. Let me show you, and here's the source. And he was like, oh hell no, Pan Africa.
Well, I tell you what, there are the people. There are people. That's one thing in this awakening or truth. I'm open to learn at all times,
right.
But I'm not. But there's the people I'm Negro only, and that's it. And then and
we're all one people. You know what I mean?
And wait a minute. Let's just go with this. There's two seeds to rule the world. Two seeds.
Right.
Yaakov, Esau. Right. Two seeds, two nations. Right. Which spirit are you?
Right. It definitely goes by spirit. Right. But that's why. That's why everybody tries to make it black and white, because that's what they were taught to do. They were taught the world is black and white, but the world isn't black and white. There's all sorts of midtones. Everything's more in depth than you could ever think it was. In fact, the further you get back into something, the more questions you're going to have, because everything you thought was just turned on its head. and you don't even know where to go now. So you just
Well,
got to answer the questions on your own, I guess. But
I thought we're supposed to learn by the fruits of the spirit.
yeah, we do. That's how I've learned everything. I think I know quite a bit, and it's increased my intelligence tenfold. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks
I know a little bit. I don't know it all, but I know a little
right.
bit.
Like I said, I'm a little bit different in the fact that so the violence that I used to have, the anger that I used to have, that all went away when
Right.
I found out who I was, when I found out. So I've continued researching. I'll continue researching till I'm dying, whether I share it in books or not, which I don't at the minute because I don't think I'd be good at writing a book. I'm not even good at talking about it. So I try to tell people about it so they go do it themselves, because if they're good at that stuff, go do it, because I suck at them. You know what I mean? But I know the information.
Well, hey, maybe we can talk about something. I can help you out with that with technology.
Right.
Maybe we can make a service out of that.
Yeah, maybe. But
yeah,
that's the thing, you know, like I don't know. So people look through this stuff because they're looking for the truth.
right, of
And
course.
if you're looking for the truth, you got to learn what it is. You got to take away your biases, realize that you even have biases. You got to learn to not pay attention to them. You got to learn to ignore your feelings, because some of the stuff you'll find out is going to be a kick in the nuts.
Hey, I need you. I'm gonna close all the doors right now. We closing all the doors. I need 20K. I mean 40K. We closing all the doors. Nobody can leave. Right, nobody can leave here until you got 40K.
Yeah, that made me mad that he did that, man. That's crazy.
Man, that
really got me.
Can I? Is that what we? I mean, I'm trying. I want to make sure I got this correct, y'all. Is that? I mean, is that like blaspheming in a sense, or in a way? I mean, is it you lying? You just straight lying?
Yeah, he's straight lying, and maybe it could be blasphemy to some type. I don't know. It's kind of.
I don't know, but I know it's lying for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely lying. But more so, he's taking people hostage and stuff. So, like, what's up with that? If we did that, the SWAT would be at the door within minutes. People in the church would be calling the SWAT saying, "These Nagas got me. They won't let me leave. They're saying give us 40K or not." And the SWAT comes, boom. That's just what it is. Yeah, he can do it, and not one single man even says anything.
No, they went in them pockets. They came out them pockets. I seen it.
He wasn't even worried, because he already knew not one man was going to say nothing. Or else he would have never said it. How many people, like, you walking down the street and you see 5 strangers, all right? They look like tough guys or whatever. They're doing something you don't like. Are you going to stop and tell them, "Can you stop doing what I don't like"? Probably not, right? Because you don't want to really get your ass kicked if you can help it, you know. So in order to say something like that in front of that many people, you have to know they're not going to do nothing. Or else you ain't going to do it.
It's a good example. Yeah, I see the example. Yeah, the whole intimidation.
Right.
Yeah, I just can't believe that they allowed that man to do that. I mean, and not like.
And that's why it worked. But that does show that they're that does show that the men there are infeminated. Because, bro, if that was me and someone locked the door and said, "Give me your money," I'd give them 2 seconds. I'd be like, "Open the door, or you're going through it." Period.
You know what? You know what it reminds me of? That's like they got the music. They got the music playing a certain tempo. It's like a ritual or something. It's like magic or something. They're using magic on the people.
They do a lot of rituals.
Like a magic type thing.
Right. That's another topic actually that I'm well versed in. So like when I was doing the studies, all right, so let me break it down real quick. So those years, the decade plus years, I studied all day and all night, almost every single day, 4 years. Was theology, history, law, and that's it. Right. And it was all pertaining to our people because they all pertain to our people. All right, because that's part of. So like when you start trying to find out who you are, you're gonna end up in history, you're gonna end up in the Bible, you're gonna end up in all these places because that's our people. It just is what it is. That's where it leads you every time. Like even if you just stay in history itself, eventually you're gonna be to the Bible because the stuff that you're learning in history is gonna coincide with stuff in the Bible. You know. But oh crap, what was it we were talking about again? Just before I got on that little rant.
Your studies, so like you said, a decade. You've been like
Right,
going
right,
in on studying history, religion, law.
right. So that was that's my wheelhouse, right? Is theology type stuff, um, history and law. And obviously the law because of my previous background and most of the background of people I know, right, is something that we have to learn to protect ourselves. So that's kind of how I got started to begin with, really, years ago, right? But that magic stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can track that all the way back, and it all comes from the same place. And almost all of it ends up, what you'll find is it'll all tie back into what I now lump in as just Gnosticism, period, which comes, in my opinion, it comes from Christianity, but it predates our current, the thing that they currently call Christianity. It predates it by a lot, going into the time of Egypt and before. And you can trace a lot of that all the way back and see where they started coming up with these ideas. That's one of the reasons why I know who Edom is. That's one of the reasons why I figured out who Edom was, because not just because the stuff that I mentioned earlier that goes into Edom and historical things, but what you'll find is when they took over, they started rewriting everything. So they would collect our books and they would translate them into Greek and Roman. Then they would burn the originals so no one else had that information, and they would keep it and they would pass along with their people only. That's what they did. They consolidated the world's knowledge for themselves. That was what the Library of Alexandria was, which, by the way, there's evidence that perhaps it never actually burnt down. That they actually moved
Really?
books and then lit the fire. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to get into too. Yeah.
Wow, I never heard that. Wow, yeah, I was
Yeah,
taught it
go
was
look
burnt
into
down.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was burnt down, but there's a lot of evidence that it was a stage burned down, right? Well, we know it was staged. And they moved the books, or at least a good many of them, long before they burnt it down. I mean, which would make sense, right? Because they spent all them thousands of years collecting that information so that only they could have it. You're just going to burn it down or let it be burned down. Like if it was during the war, but we know it was the War of Library of Alexandria, that was Nero, right?
Think so.
I think it was. I think it was Nero, which now they'll say Christians, right? Which I don't think it's talking about the Christian church there. But that's the other problem. You brought up Watchman reports, right, earlier? So you're familiar with him and his wife.
Yeah.
I watch him. I actually like him, even though he believes he's one of those blacks only or African only. He's still
Yeah.
pretty chill
Yeah.
dude.
He
And he'll
does.
talk to people, you know what I mean? So I've followed him for years as well because that was one of the first people I ran into actually when I was researching on the history side. And he had documentations which I have looked at before. that showed, what was it? Oh, Christianity, right? That's what it was. All right. So it showed that Christianity existed as what do you want to call it, a religion? Is that
That's
what
what
you
it
call
is.
it? So
Yeah, that's what it is.
Christianity existed as a religion long before the Messiah ever existed. And it existed. It
That
was
wouldn't surprise me.
It was a Roman faith that people that's why, okay, so the term Christian is synonymous in every language with someone who is like poor, mentally handicapped. I forget the exact wording that's used. Someone who's not a very good person, right? They're kind of mentally deficient. You feel sorry for them more than anything. But the reason why it means that in every language is it has nothing to do with Christ, right? Or so-called Christ, right? It has to do with the fact that there was this cult in Rome that was called the Order of Christos, or the Order of Christians, right? Because that's what Christos is really in general. In this Order of Christos, they worshipped a snake god called Serapis, which the Catholic Church also worships. You know their god, the god they built a thing of. He goes,
The
so
church building.
yeah, but there's so you got this statue in the Vatican of a god, but he's not really a Roman god. I think it's like Sumerian. But that god is also Serapis. Like that's why he's there, because they know that's Serapis. And so what had happened during that time with the Order of Christos is they believed there was one God and his name was Serapis. All right. And they only worshiped him. And everyone thought they were crazies. You know what I mean? But then Justinian comes along, or was it Justinian or Constantine? Which one made the Christians first?
Constantine, I think.
Constantine.
Right. So it was Constantine then who came along, and he was losing this war. And he has these Israelites that are among them, which at the time we were called Messianics, not Christians, right? We called ourselves Messianics, or followers of the Messiah. And he said, these guys are a pain in my rear. How do we get rid of them? And if he would have read all the ancient books on how ancient kingdoms did, which he would have because he's rich and he's Roman, he would come to a pretty good reasoning of, well, we mix them up with somebody. And so what eventually they really did is that's why they called us Christian first at Antioch. Now, a lot of Israelites will say, because they don't know some of the stuff that I do know, you know what I mean? But a lot of them will say, oh, that shows that we were the original Christians. But that's not what it says. It says they called us Christians first at Antioch, because we were never called a Christian before that. And so what he did is he took the Order of Christos and he said, they believe in one God, it's a snake god, they're crazies. They must be these Israelites too. And they combined them together. And then over the years, people just would say, oh, it's just Christians, right? That's kind of what happened. I think it was to get rid of the thorn in their side, or so to say, you know what I mean? And then the Catholic Church carried that on through all these years, because that's why they have that statue of Serapis. It's just called, it starts with an H, who his actual name is that they
I think I know
him.
what I think I know what you're talking about.
Serapis.
But they definitely got that building that looks like a snake with Jesus with some demons next to him. You ever seen that, Jaden?
You talking about the Catholic Church, right?
Yeah, Pope. Was it? No, Paul 6. I think Paul Building 6.
No, I haven't seen that.
Paul V. Yeah, they just type in. You can type in the Catholic Church that looks like a snake building.
Okay, Catholic Church snake building.
Yep.
Oh, look, it's
Yeah.
already in the autofill.
Yeah, they got more than that.
Oh, they got all kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, they got you went out, Jade.
Jaden, you're gone. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there's a glitch on.
Yep,
You're
we're
back.
here.
All right,
We're back.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's the melon. That's a glitch. That's a glitch from Streamlabs because I didn't exit out.
Okay,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, you know that's one thing that you know, the show to wake up people.
Right, and
If
a lot
you're,
of that stuff goes back to Gnosticism.
I think there's 6,300 shares, if I'm not mistaken. If you reverse the 3 and the 6, you get what you get.
Right.
You got, yeah, that's the building. Yeah, that's it.
I have sources somewhere that's the whole inside the Vatican, bro. They got a room in the Vatican designated to say, like big ass
I mean,
statue.
look, you go pray in that.
They do. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
look at that. You gonna go pray in that?
Right. That's why they do it, because they believe in all this secret knowledge that men can become God, and in the end, that's what it's all about. That's why all magic goes back to Gnostics, because they believe that. You heard of a guy named Justin Sledge? He's a Jewish guy. He does like like he takes so-called mythology, right? Or like so-called theology, and he takes it and he goes into the actual documents. So I watch him because so I can get documents, right? So I can see some of the sources and know that I can go find, because so that's the thing. So a lot of sources, you're not just going to come along and find it on accident. You know what I mean? Like there's so much sources and stuff. Like you have to look, and then you got to kind of know what you're looking for, at least the type of thing. So I watch a bunch of other people who do stuff like that, who go over sources, so that I can get more sources to look
I
at.
get you.
You know what I mean? And learn, obviously. So he is one of those Gnostic guides, but he believes, right, and that's what they all believe, like the demiurge and all that craziness. But you can follow, and it's pretty clear when he's reading those sources what they were doing, right? And it's all the so-called Ish people, the Edomites, and it's when as they take over, they create this whole narrative to try to fight God, that men can become gods and God is evil because he wants us to follow rules and all this stuff, and you can become your own God type deal, and that's led all the way up to today.
Well, that's the next step of the chip in the head and chip in your hand, and then Space Force, man and machine going against Yah soldiers.
Yeah, man. Sorry, guys. I'm not very good at
No, you're good.
Just displaying the information, I guess. Like,
Oh, you're good.
I'm not very good with it. So,
yeah, you're doing a good job, brother. You don't.
All I can really do is talk, I guess.
No, you good. No, but no. I mean, you just help make sense, you know, to some stuff, and I'm just trying to help make some sense of what I know. I don't know it all, you know, but
that's what I believe, right? That's what I believe we should be doing. Well, that's my personal belief, is that we should be sharing the information with each other, so that we can all So, I'm gonna use you as an example, right?
Okay.
Like this is a metaphor of saying me actually saying it to you. So you say you want to help our people out. I say I want to help my people out. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll sell all of your content and lock it behind a paywall. And then I'll just keep trying to tell people and tell people and tell people. All right.
Right.
Maybe we both do want to help our people out. or maybe one's in it for the money, and one is trying to actually raise up our people, so he wants to tell everybody, which is what I do. So that's basically what I do. I don't care how I do it. If I just bring up an idea to you, that makes you go research it. If I just leave a comment, like I leave long comments on a lot of things, I do it for a reason. I don't do it for everybody. I do it for the people who really care about it, who read it, and then they'll go find it out for themselves, or they'll go research it, or maybe even ask questions, which is what usually happens.
I like when you do that, when you be checking them in the chat.
Yeah, that's why I do that though. Like I ain't doing it because I'm saying you're wrong.
Right. You're doing it to help educate, get them to look up what
because
you're
I
talking
think
about.
we should all know the truth, and that's all
Right.
we should care about. Shouldn't care about how it sounds, what people think of us, or per se, but whether it's true or it's not. That's what it comes down to. It's either a truth or it's a lie.
I agree.
And if it's a lie, you don't want to perpetuate it, because that's how we got where we are.
So this right here is also in the Vatican snake room.
Yeah. That's the. Well, I know it in Spanish. I can't think of what the name of it is in English.
So the statue I'm talking about, I think, is in the Basilica. It's the outside of Basilica. I think it was made in 2006 to 2008. It starts with an H, I think. So it's like a Sumerian god, but somewhere like Su comes from Sumer or something like that. But anyways, if you go through their information, their documents, you'll find out that they believe that God is really Serapis, and that means he's really the Christ, right? That's why they put him there. And if you look who Serapis is and you compare Serapis, do you know who he ends up being? Who they call the devil, right?
Well, and that actually ties into that letter that I shared with that Albert Pike deal. Of the world wars. The world wars because everybody was like, how does what you talking about tie to this? Well, because they got to get us to the new global reset or the great reset. They got to go against each other to get this one world currency.
Right.
And this is how they plan it. And if you ever read that letter, it tells you exactly. And the guy is the Zionist. He was a Zionist. The Albert Pike is a Zionist. And the way that he wrote that letter is exactly how they fought the other two wars. So the third one ain't going to be no different.
Right.
That's the game plan. And actually we have till May 1st before, things are supposed to pop off, right? Supposedly, but rumors of wars, right?
Right. So I ain't trying to change the subject, but I want to say this before I forget it. So here's something interesting that you can do since you got a window open. I didn't always believe in the Messiah, by the way. Did you always believe in the Messiah? You did,
of course.
Right? Always. I didn't, because as soon as I found out you weren't supposed to be praying to anyone else but God, I said, "What the hell have I been doing?" Because I used to wear rosaries, all that. Used to pray to Christ and all that. But for a time, like that's how I came to the conclusion that I know today, right? Because I didn't always believe that. I didn't believe in the Messiah, because you can find things like this. Type in the name Ario Pizzo and search it. It can be a Wikipedia.
How you spell that?
ARIO space P I think ZZA, I think it is. I think. If not, it'll correct it. I'm pretty sure, because it's pretty popular, but nobody hears about it. Now, Ario Pizzo is
Pizza, right? No, Aria Pizzo.
Yeah.
PISSO.
It might be S's. It might be S's. I'm not sure. Ario Pizzo, though. Yeah, you have heard. You have heard of him. You have heard of him. Hold on,
how do you spell it?
You've heard of him, because do you know what he went by? The name he went by? He had a pseudonym that he went by, and he wrote scholarly works under that pseudonym. He went by Josephus. That's what he went by.
Oh yeah.
Josephus's real name is Ariopizo.
Really?
And what you'll find out is Ariopizo is Josephus, and he paraded around as an Israel. He was a Jew who betrayed his own people, which is why for a time I believed that Eleazar was actually the actual Messiah, because Eleazar is the only one that got crucified before Piso did what he did. And supposedly Piso was the one that turned in Eleazar.
And that's his other name?
Ariopizo is. That's his Romanized name. Because what he did is he was a Jew, but he turned in. Hold on, I'm going to get it out here.
He was a Judite.
Yeah, he was a Jew, but he betrayed the Jews because he wanted to be a Roman. So he was given basically Roman rank, but he had to set up Eleazar at the time, or who they
Yeah, I
believe
can't
was
figure out that.
Eleazar.
I can only find Josephus. I can't find that other name you're talking about.
I keep putting Mario. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you close. Go ahead, King Couture, go ahead and pull that out because we are over 3.5 hours. So go ahead and pull out that source that you're looking for, and then we'll wrap up from there. Uh-oh. What happened to the sound?
Still here.
Okay, I hear you, Salty.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to find it. I might not be able to find it, but I have it somewhere. There's a Wikipedia on it too. Let's see if Josephus's Wikipedia has it. Because his name is actually, which is probably part of the problem.
Reopiziqs. Josephus. That's it.
Probably if it's Ariopizo.
Yep. Reopizios.
Yeah, well, that's Josephus. Yeah, but he went by a pseudonym. Josephus is a pseudonym. His real name is Ariopizo, and he was like a noble. But he was a Jew. But he was a noble for Rome.
He
kind of sold us out. But yeah, I mean, look into Ariopizo though, like it's gonna blow your mind because a lot of people ain't even aware of that. Some of the people that they're using as sources, you know what I mean? Now, I do believe in the Messiah today because those sources that I'm talking about, they kind of added some stuff to later on, and they made assumptions. So I have no doubt that Ariopizo is Josephus, and that he even betrayed the Jews for Rome. But when they were saying that Eleazar was the Messiah and that that's the person he betrayed and had crucified, because Eleazar is the one that is actually one of my favorite people in the Bible because he was the old man that was the grandfather of one of the main guys who was put on the cross, and they tried to get to do anything, even just eat pork, and we won't crucify you. And he said no, because what they were trying to do is turn us against our ways. And if they saw this pious older man, go against his ways, then everyone else would start doing it, right? So if he's going to do it and he's the older of us and the wiser, they're all going to follow suit. That's what they were trying to do. And he never did. So he was crucified for that. And he just basically said, well, let God's will be done because I'm not going to betray my brothers like that and lead them down to their own destruction. It's not going to happen, which is why I like him. But the source that they use, or they then ponderance that he was the Messiah. Now, if you look at the people doing that preponderance, which is why I say you got to pay attention to who writes all the sources and everything. It wasn't just somebody writing sources. They were Gnostics. And what's the goal of a Gnostic? is to make God not a God and make people gods, right? So I deduced, obviously, that they were prepondering that. And so that's actually not the case. That's just what they were trying to get people to believe, at least the part about Eleazar being the Messiah. You know what I mean? But it is still interesting to see the actual sources that do mention that is Josephus. And he went by, there was 2 other names he went by as well. And they're all people in the Bible. Oh, Joshua, son of Nun, was one of his pseudonyms as well. One of Josephus' pseudonyms was Joshua, son of Nun, is how they say it today, right? Which is, some people say that's the Messiah, right? So it's just something you guys can look into. It's crazy that the sources that are there that you can find.
There's just so much, man. There's so much. And there's a lot of different books, man. There's a lot of different books, a lot of sources outside the Biblos or the Thesaurus. Yeah, there's a lot. It says here, born Yosef ben Mattiyahu.
Yeah, yeah, that is one of his names, yeah. Mattia. Yeah. I think that was a Portuguese or Spanish name that he had, I think. Might be wrong about that. It's been a while since I delved into that, you know what I mean? But yeah, he had a bunch of pseudonyms. And that's one, so when you hear Josephus, just know he's not exactly a straight shooter, because he's written many books and many names. And he's kind of, at the end of all of his books, he kind of mentions his other names to kind of like code of saying, I wrote this book, I wrote this book, I wrote this book, without actually giving his name, type deal.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense as far as you're saying he had other names, other books. I mean, that definitely makes sense.
All right, family. We finna.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just say, praise the Most High Yahweh through His Son Yahusha Hamashiach Yahushai. Keep the commandments. Stay in the Word. Stay spiritual. Prepare and adapt to what's coming. Technology is here.
All praises.
You cut out? Or was that it?
Oh, sorry, my screen went off. Sorry, I don't know where I was at.
You said adapt. Yeah, we got to adapt.
Adapt. Be aware of the times that's coming and the changes. Don't let this technology. Man made this technology. We are all powerful through Yahuwah and Yahushai, or Yahusha Hamashiach, whatever you prefer to pronounce his name. We are greater with the Messiah and the Heavenly Father. Through all things, through them, we can make it. Believe in yourself. Believe in the Messiah. He is going to return. Endure until the end. If you're here, endure until the end is the best words I can say. Keep the commandments to the best of your ability, and pray. Stay in the Word. Keep your head up. No pride, but keep your head up, and don't think that this technology is smarter than you. Man made it, and we have the Creator. So always remember that, and just be aware. Prepare for the changes with the financial markets, because you obviously know it's almost midnight tonight, and things will be changing for your goods. You need to prepare, buy food, water, all that good stuff. Get stuff to clean water, or boil water for you and your families, your children, and just get the necessities that you need, medicine, and just stay in the Most High, and that's my final word.
Oh, praise God. Oh, glory.
That's crazy.
And then after that, we out here.
What'd you say?
Oh, go ahead and close out King Couture, and then after you, we out. We finna close.
Yeah, sorry for keeping me up so late, man. But
Oh, no, I'm glad that we stayed on late enough to have you on.
right, I could do this for like weeks, to be honest, because this is kind of what I do. You know, I mean, I enjoy it, obviously, but everyone, I don't know, people shouldn't just latch on to just anything. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be following the Bible, so that means we're supposed to be searching things out, finding whether it's true or not. So whether you like some or not, you should be looking into it to discover if it's true, not because you want it to be or because you want to like it, but just to see that it is. You know what I mean? To see what the truth actually is. Until we get there, and we got all of it together, basically. So shalom, shalom, Most High bless. Kram Yasharala.
Yeah, that's Shavala. Peace and blessing. Peace and blessing.
That's right. All right, family. That's 12CJC. That's King Couture. I'm Jaden Israel. Until next time, shalom, fam.